Gunther, the defensive coordinator for the Raiders, sometimes you can bring some pressure late in the game. He said that he's going to let his assistants call each of the quarters, splitting it up 4 ways, so it is on them. The North is going to kick off. It is Austin Cypress kicking off. From Oklahoma, the all-time leading scorer in FBS history. The South won the toss. The South gets the ball. And Lonnie Johnson Jr., a corner from Kentucky, who has certainly been impressive this week, is back to return, and he's going to run it out. It is an all-star game. Why not? Run it out. And Lonnie Johnson gets a good head of steam and takes it to the 25-yard line. That is where we're going to start things off, gentlemen. Starting today for the South, West Virginia's Will Greer.
Interesting story with Will Greer. Began his career at Florida, showed some promise there, got in a little bit of trouble, ended up going down to West Virginia where he has put up monster numbers. Now the question is, does the skill set translate to the next level? That's what he's trying to prove today.
Starting in the backfield, at a Temple, number 25, Raquel Armstead. Got a tight end, Foster Moreau, that yellow LSU helmet, tight to the left. Greer to throw on first down, and Greer has a completion right out of the gate to a guy that we love this week, South Carolina's Deebo Samuel.
And right out of the gate, he shows exactly what our friend Bucky Brooks talked about in the beginning. Hey, Bucky, you asked if he was going to show up and show out. How about that for play 1?
Tyree Brady, the other wide receiver, starting from Marshall, as you see the starting lineups here for the South on the bottom of your screen. 8 of 15 on first down, and now Armstead with the carry on second down, 34 career rushing touchdowns. Let's take a look at the North defensively. A gain of 8 on the second play of the game there. Zach Allen, BC, Greg Gaines pushed a lot of guys around, as did Colin Saunders this week.
Keep an eye on 99. He has been awesome.
Awesome. Tranquil, Smith, and Pratt, your linebackers. Adderley, Nasir Adderley, has also been impressive. The Delaware safety wearing that helmet that looks like Michigan's, alas, is not. 2nd and 2 now with Armstead. Still in the backfield. Greer, a little play fake. Resets his feet and fires deep, and Hunter Renfrow almost turned around and got it.
It was a bad throw, almost ended up being a touchdown. Trying to hit him on the crosser with Hunter Renfrow. The ball gets away from him. And as the ball kind of gets away, Hunter Renfrow actually makes a nice adjustment to be able to turn that upfield and try and make a play on the ball. You can see him fall off the throw.
The ball almost found it. Or I should say, as you pointed out, he almost found the ball.
It was a misfire that almost ended up in 6. Oh, here we go, 3rd and short.
See if this North defense can get off the field. 3rd and 2, our first 3rd down of the game. Armstead in the backfield, shotgun for Will Greer, operated in Morgantown mostly out of the gun. Pump fake, brings it back and throws high, and there is a flag. One of the tight end, Moreau, out of LSU.
That came from deep in the secondary on the opposite side. Usually a hold in the secondary when it comes from that official.
Guys, I want you to watch Dillard here. This is the best pass protector. Watch how smooth and easy he is. Just sit down, kind of sits down in a chair, ride him around the quarterback. It's what he's done when you study him on tape, and he's done it all week long.
They get Chris Boyd out of Texas on the hold there. Our referee didn't identify him. Dwayne Haight from the ACC, by the way. And the South is now officially into North territory on the 47. Another carry up the middle, down by Will Harris there. It's Armstead again on first down. Around 5.
Like he was running right behind Big Jenkins there from Mississippi State. Charles, at the point of attack, he can generate some movement. Big, strong dude.
He certainly can. Right in the middle, hold things down, snap the football, and make people get the heck out of the way.
A lot of defensive line talent in this draft, and certainly a lot of defensive line talent here this week at the Reese Senior Bowl. 2nd and 5. That's Wesco from West Virginia, the upback. The fullback there, and that is from Marshall, Tyree Brady, with Boyd on the tackle.
And what have we seen so far for completed passes? 2 slants.
Yep.
One to Deebo Samuel, then they go to the opposite side to Tyree Brady, and the ball comes out of the hands of Will Greer very well, nice and sharp. That plays right in front of him, and as a quarterback, DJ, when you can see that receiver coming towards you, a little bit more confident turning it loose, aren't you?
No doubt.
Brady, the Miami transfer, good for 11 there. Some power from Armstead. Bounces off a guy and takes it across the 25.
Shows you a little contact balance here. Run up in that scrum, keep those legs driving. You see some of the power and finish here from Armstead. Watch him hit this thing right there. Oh, good, just bounce right off. Keep your feet driving and finish the run. That's one of the things you don't get a chance to see during the week of practice. It's not full contact, so this is a chance to really shine for these running backs.
And Charles, now Wes Hills from Slippery Rock checks in. You like him?
Yeah, he was at the NFLPA game last week and dominated throughout the practice sessions and the game itself, where he's the MVP. Got the call up to the Senior Bowl. This is a great stage for him.
That was 8 for Armstead. Now Hills has room over the left side. It's a race to the pylon. He dives. Put him up.
And they're calling out just as short. Must have caught his back foot as he dove for the pylon. But that, DJ, this play wasn't just Wes Hills. How well was this blocked?
No doubt.
Look at him cut back against the grain, and they had it all blocked on the backside. That allowed him to sprint for the corner. Right there, his foot goes out before he can get the ball to the pylon. So an excellent call by these officials. Now, all these officials working are college officials who are in the NFL's development program for officials. And they're being guided by NFL officials throughout the week and in the ball game today.
It's a gain of 21. Stepped out of bounds at the 2-yard line there for Hills. Brady, top of your screen. Hills stays in the game, and Hills takes the handoff over the right side. He dives for the goal line. They're going to rule him down just shy, inside the 1.
But the ball popped out as well. The one thing, if you're Wes Hills, DJ, you should get up with the football, right? I mean, this is one thing, even as a runner, even though it's not going to be called a fumble, don't lose that thing. And see, his forearm is down, and once the forearm is down, that means he's down, and then he popped it as he tried to get to the goal line. So I'll give him a little slack on that one.
My concern was the ankle, Charles. You saw underneath that pile, that ankle got twisted.
He came out of the ball game, too.
Hills hopped to the sideline. He was moving fast, but he certainly was hopping. And now Armstead is back in there, dotting the I behind Wesco. Temple's Armstead is into the end zone for the first score of the day. 34 career touchdowns on the ground. There's a 35th.
And I know that the new school football is working well, but DJ, old school football with a fullback works too, doesn't it?
Watch this pull right here.
Look at that.
Just pulled around, just follow him right in the end zone. There's nobody there for him to hit.
And that was Javon Patterson from Ole Miss who was doing the pulling. And Trevon Wesco, number 88, lined up at fullback and helped lead. So you had Patterson pull into the hole and clear things out. Wesco finished things off coming up behind him, and that allowed access to the end zone for Armstead.
And that is quite a lead at 270 pounds plus for Wesco. Cole Tracy, the LSU kicker, now on for the extra point. And he pushed it wide right.
By way of Assumption. Remember that?
Assumption in Worcester, Mass.
There you go.
So, an opening drive touchdown for Reichwell Armstead. It's 6-0 early. Have cameras, a couple of them do, on their hats. So, Charles Davis, why is it that Cole Tracy missed an extra point here?
We're wondering if Zach Allen from Boston College, who just got circled there, was able to rise up and get a mid on it. He may have gotten a little bit of a finger on it. Pretty good deal. You know, I met Zach's parents just yesterday and had a great conversation with him. And I said, how's it going, Mr. Allen? He said, well, I've got a son who just graduated, has no place to live, and I don't know about his job prospects. Basically, this is the best. He goes, basically right now he's a hobo. And I said, but Mr. Allen, I think his job prospects are pretty good. You'll find that out on Saturday. So we got a good laugh out of that, and he's already improved his job prospects, blocking that extra point.
Drew Lock has pretty good job prospects as well. Set an SEC record of 47 touchdown passes for Missouri in 2017. He is going to start off here for the North by handing to Dexter Williams with not much room to run. The Notre Dame back over the left side. Let's take a look at this North starting lineup here offensively for John Gruden and the Raiders stack here. Bradbury has looked good all week. He starts at center there, the NC State center. Dalton Reisner also has impressed. He's a former center. He is at right tackle. And Terry McLaurin has gotten deep a couple of times. Jacoby Myers, the other wide receiver, as mentioned. Dexter Williams in the backfield. He lost one on first down. Block, the rollout, play fake, and the completion to McLaurin. I mentioned great speed this week.
Hey, DJ, this Terry McLaurin, he's got great speed, but you learned something else about him this week, didn't you?
Yeah, he's got an interesting story as you look at this boot. Look at Montez Sweat close this space. Drew Lock better get that out. Get that ball off, take his first hit of the week. But McLaurin, talking to Ohio State, they said he went to a camp there as a junior, ran 4.3 but didn't catch the ball well. They told him you need to catch 200 balls a day, come back in a month. That he did, even with his mom throwing him some of those 200 balls a day. Came back, got a scholarship a month later.
That's pretty impressive because they offered him, right? And he committed on the spot?
On the spot.
That's pretty impressive. He could have been a kid who could have moped a little and said, I'll just take my talents elsewhere. Instead, wanted to really be a Buckeye.
McLaurin got 12 on that. Here's a check down, complete to Dexter Williams. He caught it, then he dropped it, then Thornhill picked it up, then Thornhill dropped it. Ball's on the turf again. We have an official throw and a hat on the far side because we had multiple fumbles.
Back judge is saying that was incomplete.
Now they're saying incomplete. I don't know.
And he's emphatic about it, too. And you have to be, as an official, if you're going to make the call, don't come up in halfway with it. He came out and was very emphatic in making that call. That's the back judge, Trey Boger, being able to come up and say, no, that's incomplete. And I think he nailed that one.
Think so as well. Didn't think so watching it in full speed here. He had Williams' body turned to our position, but clearly think that's the right call. And there are no replays here. Get that out of the way now.
How about Juan Thornhill trying to make the big play? He ends up getting it popped out as well. The defensive back trying to turn into a runner.
He's a turnover machine, 13 career INTs.
Keep an eye on Penny Hart down here at the bottom of the screen from Georgia State.
Little guy on 2nd and 10. Again, it's going to be Dexter Williams over the left side. Third time he has touched the ball back to the line of scrimmage. The defensive lineups here for the South. For Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh. Jonathan Ledbetter had trouble keeping his jersey on this week. Montez Sweat, somebody we highlighted at the top of the show.
And don't just think about Sweat as a pass rusher either, guys. He just stacked up that running play. If you look at the linebackers, Okereke from Stanford has impressed me a little bit with his length inside.
Montez Sweat and DJ's early top 50 on NFL.com. Karan Higdon, the Michigan back, checks in now. Shotgun for Locke. Opening drive here for the North. 3rd and 10. Locke pulls it back, then throws over the middle, in and out of the hands of NC State's Jacoby Myers. 4th down.
Jacoby Myers might have snuck a peek there in the middle of the field.
Might have.
I think there's no question. As you watch Drew Lock kind of work through his progression, start here on the bottom, not there. Pull it in. I like to see him just reset your feet a little bit, put that ball down and put it on him.
But that gave it, he had a chance downfield. Jacoby Myers, as you said, may have snuck a peek and saw the people coming through. Ball slightly high, but not a bad throw down the middle for him there.
Utah's Mitch Wisnowski on punt to Lonnie Johnson. Woo! Back to return the opening kickoff. That one has some distance. Johnson backpedals to the 8. And Johnson's going to get around 12 out to the 20. So, second drive coming up here for the North on a beautiful Chamber of Commerce type day here. It is truly the premier showcase for college football's best seniors. This is the 70th edition of the Reese's Senior Bowl. Year 1 in Tampa. Since then, right here in beautiful Mobile, Alabama. They love this event. They take great pride in this event, as does the National Football League. 30% of NFL rosters, nearly 1 in 3 of every player that you see on Sunday or Monday or Thursday or sometimes Saturday played in this game.
Sound like you were doing your vowels there, and sometimes why?
Will Greer pressured. Will Greer thrown to the turf by big Colin Saunders, the new daddy.
Did you just mention, DJ, that 99's been impressive?
He has been a dominant player. You're going to see him lined up right here, working with Greg Gaines next to him. Look, just went right away. A little slap swim, and it is over. We talk about winning early in the down. You've got no shot. Will Greer's got his head down coming off play action. As soon as he picks up his head, he gets a face full of Colin Saunders.
But 320 pounds, okay? And there it is. His wife just had their first child, a daughter, and he saluted her on that one.
And he went home to Chicago Friday morning and came back for the game to see his new little girl. As Greer pulls it back. Greer, pressure by Saunders again, and he is just going to let it fly. And Brady goes up and almost brings it down with a late flag as well.
Nice little salute by Saunders back to his wife and baby girl. after the sack.
Sorry, Charles
That's
Dwayne
okay.
Haight is our referee, I was going to say. Yep. Nice celebration there. Rocking the baby.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 2. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
That's second penalty against Chris Boyd in this young game so far. So take a look. I would say the penalty came earlier. I would guess that it came
Not
earlier
much there.
with a grab before we picked it up at the end of it, because at the end of it looked like a good play by Chris Boyd. How about Saunders, though? 320 pounds, and just used his hands instead of power bull rush to get that last sack.
Amazing power there as Armstead carries over the left side. NFL rule, so that is a spot foul on the PI. 28 yards. And Saunders not only is a proud papa, but he's pretty good at doing this. He's 320 pounds, guys.
Is that a round off and a backflip at 320? And how about that?
Oh, look at that.
Welcome, Miss Cambridge. You're off to a great start. Hope you have a fantastic life.
Beautiful. Said there was some talk, you know, if his wife went into labor, his fiance went into labor, he would go back to Chicago. They said, no, you're going to stay here. This is a job interview, and then he had time to get back, see the baby, and then come here. On 2nd and 8, Greer has nowhere to go.
Is that a hat trick? I think that's a hat trick.
He already thrown. That's the third one for Chris Boyd.
He had great coverage. He just panicked at the end. He's in great position. Trust your feet.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 2. Ball be placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
And don't you think, DJ, this is part of a transition from college rules to
Debo's going to run
NFL
it
rules?
out. He's going to run it out. He's got this covered. And then it's kind of a broken play. Okay, he's turned upfield. Just trust it. You trust yourself.
But
you can cut him off.
But don't forget, these kids transition from college rules to NFL rules. They're used to being able to put their hands on a receiver all the way through the route until the ball's in the air. To DJ's point, NFL, 5 yards, trust yourself, trust your technique, keep your hands to yourself, and make the play.
3 penalties all on Chris Boyd from Texas, 46 yards total. That one gives him a first down as Greer fires incomplete again on the sideline. One to Gary Jennings, his teammate from West Virginia.
Like Will Harris, perfect coverage there from Boston College, and using that free hand, knocked the ball away. Nice work there. It seems like Boston College has been a good week for the boys from Boston College.
There's no doubt about it. You know, between Zach Allen, Chris Lindstrom as an offensive lineman. Just saw a nice play there from Will Harris. Coach Steve Adazio got to be awfully proud today watching his Eagles fly.
His dad played in the NFL, 7th round pick of the Bills. Darren Hall checks into the game. We saw him last week at the East-West Shrine game. The Pitt running back has nowhere to go on 2nd down.
Hello, Greg Gaines. Greg Gaines from Washington's been immovable in there. You're going to see him on the interior of this defensive line. Watch him. You cannot move him. His hands are outstanding. Ball snap, shoot your hands, extend them, get your head across the block of Jenkins and make the tackle. Nicely done.
He actually moved Jenkins with that first hand, and then he had control. And I was talking with a scout earlier this week, and he talked about, yeah, he's powerful and a bull rusher. He'll surprise you with some movement as well. And Gaines does exactly that.
Jenkins, very highly regarded center at Mississippi State. 3rd down, Greer has time. Greer nowhere to go. Flag in the backfield, could be holding. Greer throws it as hard as he can downfield. Hunter Renfrow went up and got it.
Well, that time he found it. Remember earlier when he almost found the football?
And
this time he does.
This one's going to come back. I
Yeah,
think we've got a
it's gonna be a
hole
hold.
back there.
Was that a Menahu from Texas who collapsed the pocket there?
It looked like Dillard got collapsed a little bit, got pushed back.
Illegal hands to the face. Defense.
Oh.
Number 90.
So maybe that's why Menahu was
That's
able to
why he got
collapse
the
pocket.
push. There you go.
Not coming back. Penalty is obviously declined.
You see him working off the left tackle. There's Menahu getting his hands up in the face of Dillard.
Number 90 in orange just took it back. You see the call as the left hand get up into the face mask of Andre Dillard.
And that ball completely got away from Will Greer. Did not go anywhere near where he wanted it to. Sometimes better be lucky than good.
Well, Hunter Renfrow almost located one earlier in the game, able to track that one. Nice play by Renfrow to come up with one that should have been an interception.
It goes for 35 in the box score. Darren Hall averaged 7.5 yards a carry this year for Pitt. Not 7.5 yards there. It's Omenahu making up for the penalty and throwing him down for a loss of almost 5.
Yeah, Dax Raymond, the tight end from Utah State, had his tough battle right here. You see him, he just gets beat right off the snap. He never got off. He never got his feet moving. And you see, Mena, who was showing you some of that athleticism, he has got some long arms now.
Big 12 co-defensive lineman of the year this past season.
Josh Oliver into the game. Number 89, tight end on the left of the formation here on 2nd and 14. Greer over the head of Samuels. And we should point out here, as Deebo Samuels, again, the intended receiver there, Deebo Samuel, I beg your pardon, that he was back to return the punt last time. He and Lombardi Johnson are both wearing number 1. Some discrepancy on the opening kickoff. I called it Johnson. Box score says Johnson. You guys think it was Samuel. We'll say number 1 fielded the opening kickoff.
Yeah, they're allowing a lot of these kids to keep their college numbers, so you will have some duplicate, just like you run into in the college game.
It looks like Deebo Samuel's one-on-one right up there.
They can get a first down without getting into the end zone. 1 yard line needed. Throw to the left. Renfro has it. Bounces off a blocker. Really nowhere to go. Cuts inside. Across the 15 to set up 4th down.
I think we're going to get a field goal attempt here.
For the last one, Zach Allen, the last extra point attempt, Zach Allen may have gotten a hand on it and altered things. Big defensive end for Boston College.
So Cole Tracy coming back out, a chance for redemption. He did not miss an extra point at LSU, 42 for 42, only 5 in his career going back to Assumption College. This will be a 33-yard field goal with Nick Moore from Georgia, the former minor league baseball player, as the long snapper. Tracy's second try for 3, slightly better, and it is 9-0 here. It's a 9-0 game. We have scout cam, we have ref hat cam, we also have guys like Raiders D-line coach Brenson Buckner mic'd up.
Play football. I want to see you 100 miles per hour. I want to see you make a difference. Oh yeah! Let's go! Let's get it, boys. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. We good. We good. We ain't going over that much.
It's Isaiah Buggs there, the Alabama D lineman. One thing I learned this week, guys, my one takeaway, somebody asked me last night, I said, Gardner Minshew's loud.
That he is. That he is.
It's just loud.
He would tell you authoritative. Authoritative. That's what he needs to be as a quarterback.
We'll see the Washington State quarterback a little bit later. Now this is Drew Lock, 1 for 3. Gives to Karan Higdon. The Michigan back, first team all Big Ten, sat out the Peach Bowl to get ready for this, his path to the draft. Gets 2 over the left side.
We got a little hurry up.
Hurry up offense. There will be a 2-minute warning coming up at the end of this quarter. The North is going to get the ball to start the second quarter, so they can actually double up here. Lock underhand to Tommy Sweeney. Close to a first down.
Nice work by Drew Lock. Wanted to push the ball vertically down the field. There's nothing there. So, Mayor, you take it.
It worked.
That's a little bit different arm angle, isn't it? We talk about the different arm slots that quarterbacks throw from. Patrick Mahomes really put it into focus this season with all that he did. That's a little bit different than the normal one.
Remember after Odell made the one-handed catch, everybody started making one-handed catches? There will be a Pat Mahomes impact on quarterbacks going forward. No-look passes, shovel passes, left-hand passes.
Opposite arm passes, yes.
Saw it there for a gain of 7. Lock had trouble getting that shotgun snap. He fumbled it, bobbled it, gave it to Higdon. And it kind of messed the timing up. Higdon's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and it's not going to be enough for the first down. Jaquan Johnson from Miami is there. And on 4th down, they're going to keep the offense on the field on their own side of the field.
He wasn't blitzing. He just guessed. And
straight ahead pursuit.
It was run right away.
Straight
4th down. Lock with the keeper, and he's going to have the first down across the 35. Coming up on the 2-minute warning. Yes, you heard that correctly. 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. With the South on top of the North, 9-0. Back in a second. The first time you're going to hear from them is Super Bowl opening night. It is Monday night. It is 7 Eastern, fueled by Gatorade only on NFL Network. John Lynch is going to get there later in the week. A man who won a Super Bowl, the general manager of the San Francisco 49ers, along with his head coach Kyle Shanahan, here all week. We're going to see plenty of Senior Bowl alumni next week as well. How about the Rams, from John Sullivan on the veteran side to Aaron Donald, and then so many players that Les Snead has found over the years here in Mobile.
Didn't Phil Savage send him a T-shirt at one point in time?
Said thanks a bunch.
Too bad, guys.
Too bad Cooper Kupp won't be able to play in the Super Bowl due to injury, but boy, he put on a show down here.
Yes, he did.
2017 class, most notably from last year's game, Okoronkwo from Oklahoma, as he played all year, was banged up. Pollard into the game at running back, fake to him. Locke goes deep. Locke over the head of the guy that had a very impressive week, Penny Hart from Georgia State. Second down.
I tried to get Penny Hart going on a wheel route here, and it was sniffed out. You can see the pressure coming inside. Ooh, say hello to Jaylen Ferguson. Now you see the wheel route. He's in the slot. Watch him going to kind of go around and go on the wheel route, and a great job by Edwards to cut that off, the safety from Kentucky, who's playing some nickel today.
I think that's going to be a big move for him come NFL time, being able to cover as he just did there.
He is one of 3 Kentucky DBs here. Andy Isabella, who worked usually outside at UMass. It's been a transition for him working in the slot here. Has his first catch of the day, and the clock is going to stop. No, it's going to keep rolling. Coming up on 1:30.
Hey, Bucky Brooks, you played here in '94. You played offense and defense in the NFL. What are these guys, these receivers and DBs, looking at in a 2-minute drill?
You know, it's still about trying to understand situations, trying to catch the ball, get out of bounds, and give their offense enough opportunities to maybe get a first down. Big hit.
Hello,
that Lonnie Johnson
to McLaurin, popped by Lonnie Johnson. Yes, sir, from Kentucky.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kentucky's not just a basketball school right now. Mark Stoops has done a fine job accumulating talent. They played big this year. And Lonnie Johnson is a big corner, over 200 pounds. Look at him set himself and drop the shoulder on McLaurin. And you see how these kids are starting to understand getting the head out of the game? You see that on the tackle?
Got his head across and really hit him with the shoulder. When I saw it live the first time, I thought, ooh, that looked like helmet to helmet. Nope.
No, but that's
great job.
Very intelligent play by Lonnie Johnson. And you guys know after this week, I'm a huge fan of his. I just think that his movement skills, his physicality out on the corner, I think the ball skills will continue to evolve with it. I think he's got a chance to be a pretty good player on the next level.
Be anxious to see what he ends up running at the combine in Indianapolis. It'll be big for him. Some teams view him as kind of a cover 3 zone corner.
Move him inside, too.
Now the question is if he can really run, and he's a press corner going forward at that size, you've got something.
You know, he kind of reminds me of a little bit of the same kind of questions coming out with Malcolm Jenkins. Was he a corner? Is he a safety? What's he going to play? Desperately wanted to be a corner and was early in his time in New Orleans, but has really made his home in the NFL, both in New Orleans and Philadelphia, as a safety who could drop in and cover in the nickel and dime situations.
So 4th and 4 here. Locke, sprint right option, caught. How about that for the first down? Andy Isabella, the kid from Cleveland, makes a play. Down to Tom Pelissero. Tom.
Well, Andy Isabella, known as a very hard worker, that actually continues when he gets back into his apartment at night. He's got a contraption that his defensive backs coach built. It's a plastic football at the end of a bungee cord. He'll throw this 100 times a night. Helps him with hand-eye coordination.
That's awesome. Saw that video last night. I wanted one of those for my hotel room.
That's pretty cool, but but aren't his UMass people going to wonder about that Toledo football shoot? They're going to ask you questions, aren't they? Like, I thought you were a Minuteman.
Under a minute to go. That's Caleb Wilson, who got here late in the week. The UCLA tight end had a great season for the Bruins this year. For Chip Kelly, they're to the 45. Now, the North is going to get the ball back to start the second quarter on the 25, so they have a chance to double up here. Block the check down. Pollard with 7 career kickoff return touchdowns to his credit. That tied the FBS all-time record. He gets a first down inside the 40, and now a timeout will be taken by John Gruden and the North. He still has one left.
You got no timeouts. Are you with me? No, you got no timeouts. No sacks. You're ready to kill him. Everybody be ready to kill him.
You want to tell John that he actually has one left?
Well, situational football, that's what's so great about these rules, giving him a chance to run a 2-minute. Hey, you've got no timeouts. We're in field goal range. We cannot take a sack and push us out of field goal range. And you got to be alert if you have to get back up on the ball and kill it. You got to be able to spike it and save some time. It's a great experience for these young quarterbacks to see them operate in this type of environment.
Yeah, I had a chance to talk to Ryan Finley before the game. NC State quarterback said, "What'd you get the most out of this week?" He said, "Learning NFL football. You know, learning terminology, learning how people think." Opener for him.
Locked. It's a nice ball.
Nice throw. Nice catch, too.
Clock is moving.
Drew Sample from Washington with that catch. They are now inside the 35. Our scoreboard says Locke does have a timeout left. Gruden told him he doesn't, so he's going to clock it on 2nd and 4.
When in doubt, I think I would trust Gruden.
I listened to the head coach.
I would trust the coach there.
You know, in this situation, Keelan Doss, right at the top of the screen, he was up there before, might want to take a little shot. You know, go ahead and try and get him out there isolated a little bit. See if he can play a little basketball and go up over the top of the DB.
Keelan Doss wears number 8 from UC Davis.
At the top of your screen.
That's a lot of size at corner. And Lonnie Johnson
Be a heck of
going
a
up
battle,
against
wouldn't it?
Doss.
You keep this going back into the 29. Locked, complete, and out of bounds. Penny Hart to near the 25. 18 seconds left.
You've got to respect Penny Hart's speed, too. So he's getting some cushion there in the slot from Georgia State. You can see just a quick little out route here. He's been a tough cover all week long because of that speed, and you see him just roll right through that little speed cut. Pick up some much-needed yardage here for your field goal kicker, and they've already done the wheel. I wouldn't be surprised if they came back to that wheel at some point in time.
And DJ, with a guy like Penny Hart at his size, quarterbacks love when they can get a direct line to see him, don't they? As opposed to having to throw it downfield into a crowd.
18 seconds left, well within Austin Seibert's range now. His career long is 51. Locked. Incomplete. Wanted Sample, who had that catch earlier. 13 left.
Looked like your guy Rocky Sin had pretty good coverage there, DJ.
Yeah, he was on Penny Hart, had him locked up, and it looked like a wheel route with the tight end. So they are going to the wheel well early and often.
You wheel well. I like that.
And Rocky Sin got sick on Friday here at the Senior Bowl. Really had a tough time. They thought he might have the flu and really went through a tough day yesterday. But here he is out here putting on a nice performance.
One of the more impressive players, the Temple corner that we have seen this week. From here would be around a 44-yard field goal. Pollard into the game, the running back, 13 seconds to go. Locke takes a shot. McLaurin tumbling and cannot get that low pass in the end zone.
That's not complete, but I love the timing and the drive accuracy from Drew Lock. Give him a chance. You got to squeeze that in a very tight window. It's got to be on a line, and you got to catch that one.
And he actually put it down there low to keep him away from the big hit from the secondary. That's a well-thrown football with a good thought process by a quarterback. And DJ, what did you really love, particularly that he took the shot? Yeah, a lot of guys don't take it.
Let's be aggressive. Let it rip.
So Austin Seibert's now on, the Oklahoma kicker. His career long is 51. As mentioned, the all-time leading scorer in FBS history. The North is going to burn the final timeout. They did have one. Have a timeout. Maybe John Gruden was just trying to see how his quarterback Drew Lock reacted by telling him he did not have one.
Now that John's found out they had the extra timeout, some coach is going to catch it on that one.
And just to tell you these rules one more time, because the All-Star games sometimes have some fun with these rules, see how everyone reacts. The North is going to get the ball back to start the second quarter. So this 44-yard attempt, if Seibert hits it, it's 9-3, and then the North can double up. Mitch Wisnowski from Utah is his holder, the Ray Guy winner in 2016. Dan Godsell from Indiana is the long snapper. A 44-yard field goal try is no good. It's wide to the left. So we have a missed extra point by Tracy. Now a missed field goal by Seibert with 4 seconds left.
I know they've been together all week, but it's the first time they've all worked together. Mechanics a little bit different. You know, a lot of college punters are not holders in college. A lot of the backup quarterbacks handle this. So it might be his first time doing it. I can't say for sure on that. But that's what he needs to get used to doing, because in the NFL, they all want the punter doing the holding.
Seibert, career 9-15 from between 40 and 49. As we see John Gruden talking to Drew Lock. Here's some John Gruden. Actually, hold that thought, because there's 4 seconds left. So 4 seconds left, really in essence here, for the South to go the length of the field. You can't get into field goal range and call a timeout. Will Greer let it go. Debo Samuel, oh, they almost had it. They almost had it, and that is how the quarter will end. The North is going to get the ball back. South takes a shot, almost connected. It is 9-0. South on top of the North after 1. So some years ago, Charles Davis and John Gruden were roommates as coaches. I asked Coach before the game, any good Charles Davis roommate stories? He said, I can't tell you any of them. But we do have this from earlier this week.
I've been waiting all week for this. All right, let's go. Let's be a little different than everybody else. The next guy that screws up snug, all right, is buying chicken wings for me. Center, let him know he's up. Blue 80. Let's get going a little bit. We came together. We're going to play good on Saturday, okay?
Don't know if anyone ended up buying chicken wings. Well, I could use some right now.
But his enthusiasm and passion for the game, right at the top of the charts, isn't it? That's what brought him back after all those years away as a top commentator on Monday Night Football, and then back into the game. And here's Trace McSorley from Penn State.
Trace McSorley also has the enthusiasm for the game as well. Won a lot of games, 31 of them for Penn State, and he opens up here by getting an early first down. Andy Isabella gets it from UMass out to the 40.
This is what you see what Patriots do each and every week, working in the slot here. Just a quick hitter. Show you the toughness to work in that portion of the field. I thought it was a little bit of an up and down week for Isabella, but so far today making some plays.
Yeah, the game lights came on and he brought his best stuff. I thought he improved during the week, though. We caught him with a lot of extra unnecessary steps earlier in the week, and I thought he was eliminating them as the week went on.
Darius West from Kentucky there with the tackle. McSorley play fake, pulls it out, throws behind his intended receiver, Jalen Smith from Louisville, and incomplete.
I don't know if he really got set back there, DJ. Talk about Trace McSorley. After the play fake, it's almost like you saw the guy open. I've got to get it to him right now. Let's take a look and see if I'm accurate or not.
You don't see him under center very often for Penn State in that offense. And when you take your eyes away from the field on play action, that's a new experience for a lot of these college quarterbacks.
He just missed, that's all.
NC State's Ryan Finley, really the only quarterback here that had extensive work under center. Dexter Williams takes the handoff from McSorley. And the Notre Dame running back gets maybe a yard. 22 career touchdowns for the Fighting Irish.
I'll tell you somebody here who's helped themselves as much as anybody is left tackle Chuma Edoga, who's in the game right now from USC, who played on the right side for the Trojans. He's number 70 right there on the screen, but he's been playing on the left side. And he's maybe a little bit shorter than you'd like from a scouting standpoint, but he has got outstanding feet, and he's got a good matchup here working against Jaylen Ferguson from Louisiana Tech.
3rd and 9, Hart slot left. Smith wide to the left. McSorley throws. It's caught over the middle. McLaurin, who fights and squirms across midfield for a first down.
And you just highlighted that matchup, DJ, with Edoga and Ferguson. Ferguson has not had the week, I think, that he expected coming here, but Edoga has had a week where it's exceeded expectations. Let's check out this matchup right here. And Edoga, once again, look at the footwork and the hands. Ferguson doesn't even get close.
Balance, punch, the ability to bend. He showed you everything right there.
Jimmy Moreland from James Madison, who we saw last week at the East-West Shrine game there, had the tackle. 49-yard line plus territory now for Dexter Williams, who makes a nice cut there and gets around 8. Darius West the tackle.
This is one of the better collection of offensive linemen I've seen in the Senior Bowl. I mean, we may not have that guy that's a top 5 pick. We've seen Lane Johnson in this game. Eric Fisher was the #1 overall pick. But there are a bunch of guys who are going to end up going in the middle of the first round to the middle of the second round, and they're all ready to start right now.
See, I think who's in there now? McCoy at center from Texas.
He's been outstanding.
I think he's been terrific this week. I think we've got a nice collection of centers between him, Bradbury, Elton Jenkins. It's been a nice week.
McSorley loses the ball, gets it back, and again, that messes up the timing. Some trouble here for some of these guys from under center during the week. David Long, the West Virginia linebacker, is there for the tackle.
And David Long comes downhill. Once that ball is bobbled, you're going to see Long jump into the screen here. Watch how quick he closes. He's a tackle-to-tackle linebacker. Ends up collecting a tackle for loss there, but he plays downhill.
And 111 tackles last season, DJ, 19 of them for losses.
Be able to sort. We talk about sorting through the trash is a phrase we use in scouting. Did a nice job there.
Second team All-American, one of the 5 members of the Mountaineer team here on 3rd and 4. McSorley Lets it rip, and look who shows up. It's Keelan Doss, your guy, DJ.
I'm a big fan of Keelan Doss's game. It's to see him extend here. Look at the separation that he's got, first of all, and then
nice catch.
Extend and catch the ball. He was somebody that had graduated early. He could have been a graduate transfer last year. Any big-time program would have loved to have him, but he wanted to come back. He wanted to help grow this UC Davis program. He did that. He stepped up in every big game they've ever had. They played 3 Power 5 opponents. All he did was catch 32 for 372 yards, and he's been impressive to everybody here all week.
They went to the 1AA playoffs this past year, the FCS playoffs, under Coach Dan Hawkins.
Play fake to Higdon, and then a throw to Doss, who makes another nice play and accelerates across the imaginary yellow line on your screen for a first down.
You're going to see him work behind the line of scrimmage here. He's going to come all the way across on the boot. They lose him through the traffic, and then nice job of putting that ball out in front of him. That's a beautiful throw so we can run after the catch.
Hey, Bucky, as a former receiver, what do you see in Doss's game that you like?
I love that he is a precise route runner. His ability to get in and out of breaks, he has been the most impressive wide receiver when it comes to just running routes and doing the things that you expect an NFL wide receiver to do.
321 career receptions, throw to the end zone, and a throw incomplete high and wide for Wilson.
Great read. That's seeing the field. Great job seeing the field there by McSorley. He just got to put that ball on him.
Because that's another opportunity. He missed that throw across the middle to the tight end. This one should have been a touchdown. And he ended up misfiring on that one as well. You guys know I'm a huge Trace McSorley fan. I love his toughness. I love his moxie. I think he's got a bigger arm than what people suspect, but he's got to be able to put that ball in the right spots when that guy's open.
Originally committed to Vandy, moved to James Franklin at Penn State, won 31 games, career leader there. And proud history of that Nittany Lions program. Nice cut by Higdon for close to 9.
2 yards. That's a heck of a jump cut back inside, DJ. Good vision by Higdon. That looked like he was trying to stretch it to the perimeter. And then watch his vision as he sees that the hole is back to his right. Play starts left. See, everyone's going zone blocking left. Sees the hole back right, left foot in the ground, jump cuts inside, and then he's able to get the benefit of Caleb McGarry, number 58, crashing down from the right tackle, that actually collapsed the rest of the defensive front.
He just washed everyone down the line of scrimmage and cut right off the big right tackle from Washington.
And when you say everyone, you mean everyone.
3rd and 2 here. See what McSorley can do. He can run. McSorley inside the 5, tumbling down to the 1.
You got a little bit pressure upfield, and we just talked about McGarry, that right tackle. He might have got away with the hold, working right here. Watch this matchup. His hands get outside a little bit. He's beat on the edge. Ledbetter's got him. And nice job of feeling that pressure by McSorley. Don't waste any time, just go.
He's used to doing that in his time at Penn State. McSorley had 798 rushing yards this past year, playing hurt for a lot of it.
30 career rushing touchdowns. Now has Higdon on 1st and goal from the 1. Higdon with a flag down on the near sideline. Higdon is stacked up shy of the goal line, but there's a flag on the 5. Montez Sweat.
He's not just a pass rusher. He's shown this week.
Offense. Number 11 was not lined up on a line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty. First down.
DJ, I think that this week has been a monster week for Montez Sweat because obviously pass rushing is his forte.
Yeah.
But I felt like throughout the week, in regular drills, during team periods, his ability to play against the run has really jumped out at me.
He's had 2 issues against the run on tape. He gets a little bit too high. And then the other thing is he likes to slip blocks. He likes to try and get around blocks with his quickness. You don't see him use his hands as much. And to your point, he's done a better job of using those hands this week.
Jacoby Myers couldn't line up straight. He is now on the bottom of your screen wearing 11. McSorley throws, goal line, McLaurin incomplete.
Who's that right in the middle? Is that Red Wine? Number 22 from Miami?
Sheldrick,
I want you to watch USC. Watch Chuma Edoga working right here. We talked about his feet. Look at him get his hands, settle. That's working against Sweat. Man, that's a first-round pick you're working up against. Nice job.
Myers and Hart again to the left. Higdon in the backfield. McLaurin to the right. 2nd and goal, Trace McSorley, Penn State quarterback in a 9-0 game here in the 2nd quarter. Big Ten gives to Big Ten. And Higdon gets some of that penalty yardage back inside the 5. 3rd and goal coming up.
Hey,
Red
Charles.
line again. Sorry.
Hey, Charles, can we see my stance of my guy here?
Please, talk about Nate Davis.
Nate Davis from Charlotte. I love this dude, but his stance, he is so low. He is like Johnny Bench. He's like a catcher in there at guard. His butt is so low to the ground, but once he comes out of that stance, he fires off, gets right into you.
He comes out of that stance meaning business, and earlier this week I talked about Randall McDaniel, the Hall of Fame offensive guard, who
There
had
he
a
is.
stance that was a little,
There he is.
little
Right there.
awkward, but could
He
play
gets
with
down
it.
there.
If he had a towel, it'd be dragging on the floor, on the ground, wouldn't it?
On the 14th play of the drive, McSorley back of the end zone over the head of Myers. It's 4th and 2.
But don't take it, I mean, what DJ just brought up about Nate Davis, they'll work on the stance. And they'll get it to a point where everyone gets comfortable and there'll just be reps for him. But the work he gets done, oh, you can work with that. I mean, he did get a chance to play for their new coach at Charlotte, Will Healy, and his staff. But I tell you what, Charlotte's going places now with that new head coach, and this guy, Nate Davis, helped him get there.
He's a people mover in the run.
He is. What do you call it at the airport? The APM? The automated people mover? I got that one from you.
Austin Seibert missed earlier from 44. This far more makeable from 20. And this is good for a 9-3 lead. So the North finally gets on the board. That drive took up nearly half the second quarter, 9-3.
I'm here with Jim Nagy, the executive director of the Reese's Senior Bowl. Your first year doing this. How'd it go?
Well, look at it out. We got a beautiful day. Gosh, I've been praying for this all year, and we got a nice day, so it's been a great week.
You have all 32 teams that turn out for this event. You were a scout for a long time before you took on this job. What's the value to this in the scouting process?
Well, you really get your hands on these kids for the first time. You've been at schools all fall and hearing other people talk about them, but this is the first opportunity to really get to know them.
The players made a hospital visit as well. Tell me about that.
Yeah, the hospital visit was great. So Friday we go out in the community to schools and hospitals. This year we had mascots from all over the country come, and it brightened the kids' day. That was the most rewarding day of the whole week.
And you also had the Senior Bowl Leadership Conference. What all went into that?
Yeah, their leadership summit yesterday as well, kind of going on while the players were out. And that was a great event. We drew almost 700, 800 people to the Sanger Theater, brought in a bunch of big-name speakers about leadership. So we're just trying to grow the week out and build this thing up.
Appreciate the time, Jim.
Thanks, Tom.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Jim Nagy, for a great week here, gentlemen. Certainly not only great weather here on game day, but so many cool events throughout the week and a good crop of players.
And Andrew, we're lucky enough to work with two former NFL scouts, in Daniel Jeremiah and Bucky Brooks. Jim Nagy, coming from their ranks to take over the Senior Bowl.
And putting their spin on the 70th edition. Gardner Minshew now from Washington State into the game. Play fake to Darren Hall. Minshew throws for the sideline. Brady goes up, pulls it down, and there's a flag on the far sideline with the initial call being a hold on Biggie Marshall from USC.
Guys, I think we had our first blitz of the game.
It was an accident.
Will Harris, number 8 for Boston
Pass
College.
interference. Defense, number 24. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic.
I said they're just reading the run.
He got
Play
fooled by the
action,
play fake.
Bucky, he got fooled by the play fake.
Is that what happened, Bucky?
Yeah. Here it comes. See, hard flow play
Okay,
action.
that's
Run. That's what happened. He was fooled.
But if you're fooled, aren't you supposed to go cover someone?
Wait a minute. Didn't Will Harris do that during practice this
That's
week?
the exact same play we
Yep.
saw in practice.
Identical. Actually, same spot on the field as well. Granted, it wasn't flagged.
One more time, it's called straight ahead pursuit, not a blitz.
Minshew. Debo Samuel, too tall for him. The coverage there by Jordan Brown from South Dakota State.
Nice route by Debo Samuel. You can tell these quarterbacks a little juiced up. Ball's taking off on them today.
And Daniel and Bucky, when we're watching these quarterbacks, my impression early in this game, anything that's an in-breaking route, they're a lot more accurate on.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's very, very common for quarterbacks to work easier inside the numbers. It's a shorter throw, and then with the amount of play action that these teams are using, linebackers creep up, creates bigger voids, makes it easier for the quarterback to get completion.
Bucky, great view on the field, former DB, former wide receiver in this league. 1994 Senior Bowl alum. Minshew on the run is just going to slide on the 40-yard line. The man coming over was 36, the linebacker who had a good week, Dre Greenlaw from Arkansas.
I can confirm, going on the field before the game, that it is a freshly shaven beard for Minshew, but the stash is strong as ever.
He has to. It's a brand. You know, the stash is a brand now for him. And Greenlaw, I talked in pre-game with Rich Bisaccia, special teams coach.
Look at that thing.
He really likes a lot of work that Greenlaw has done for him in special teams.
Minshew said he was going to go full beard all week and then just go stash on game day. Minshew now on 3rd down, low and incomplete at the feet of Anthony Johnson from Buffalo.
Miscommunication there between the quarterback and the receiver. You can see Minshew almost tried to catch himself as he was releasing the ball, realizing he's not where I think he's supposed to be.
You know, it's not great for our ears, but next time he's out there, we've got to get his cadence.
Give me a warning. Just give me a fair warning.
So that everyone at home understands the authoritative voice of Gardner Minshew.
He blew my ears out this week, and that's not an Andrew ear joke. He was that loud. We took our headsets off when Gardner Minshew was mic'd up during the game. Jake Bailey from Stanford back to return. Andy Isabella, UMass is going to let it bounce on the 21. Wow. Takes a friendly
catch the
south
ball,
roll
returners
all the way down to the 1. So a long field coming back. Different at the Senior Bowl. I'm in the same boat. And I'm not talking USS Alabama.
I had to go out and buy a new one.
Come on now. You can expense that, you know.
I couldn't let it out anymore.
Penn State's Trace McSorley stays in for another drive. He led a long drive that ended up in a field goal last time. Charles, tell me about the Penn State quarterback.
Well, what we're seeing early in this game is the moxie I talked about, the running ability. There's a nice throw there, but watch this throw here. Routes versus air. Receiver still had to jump up at the end of it. So, did we get a safety on this?
We might have had a safety there. That was close. Isabella, Jimmy Moreland came up from JMU. They're going to give Isabella forward progress to the 1.
Take a look because he's going to flink it out there, and Moreland comes underneath the block that should have been thrown by, who was that, Jaylen Brown? Excuse me, Jalen Smith from Louisville, who missed there. And I like this Moreland kid. I want to do more work on him, DJ. But any kid who has 18 interceptions in his college career intrigues me. Remember Kevin Byard coming out of Middle Tennessee State? A ball hawk. Any type of ball hawk, you want to dive in a little bit more on it.
The Colonial DPOY, a little movement there at the line from Granderson, and Pollard's going to take it up the middle. But that should be 5 and encroachment.
Offside. Number 91, defense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
The Wyoming defensive end.
And Granderson is almost 6'5", 246 pounds. He's got quite the story. Coming out of high school, 180 pounds. Played baseball, basketball, track, and he just continues to add weight. I anticipate we're probably going to see him at 250 plus at the combine, and he's got the frame to carry about 260.
Now 5 penalties on the north, none on the south. 5 for 63 yards, 3 of which were on Chris Boyd, the defensive back from Texas. High snap from McSorley. Hands to Pollard over the left side. Tony Pollard's a fascinating guy, only 139 career rushing attempts, but 9 of those 139 were touchdowns. And again, he is tied for the career lead with 7 kickoff returns for touchdowns.
Guys, he looks to me like the classic 3rd down back in the NFL, except the way the game's played now, you can use him on 1st and 2nd down and get some better use out of him in the slot, jet sweeps, get him out into some space and let him make plays that way.
3rd and 3 now from McSorley out of the gun. Pollard on his hit. McSorley steps up, pulls it back, throws off his back foot, and throws incomplete for his tight end Tommy Sweeney with a flag.
That Darius West in the coverage, number 25 from Kentucky. Wildcats are showing up.
As mentioned, 3 UK DBs here.
Holding. Defense. Number 25. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. 1st down.
Now that'll be the first penalty today on the south and an automatic new set of downs.
I'm not going to let you hold in the secondary today.
No, they're going to make sure the receivers have a better opportunity. But the fullback's gone into the game now. Alec Ingold, number 45 in orange.
You don't have to say what number he is. If you can figure a fullback body when you see one.
I mean, he is the classic, isn't he? I want to see if they use a running play now. Follow 45 if they run the football. You probably follow you'll find the running back following him into the hole.
Old school lead blocker was a quarterback in high school. Instead, the end around, and Isabella can run, and he gets a huge block out there on the edge by your guy.
They're not going to follow him up into the hole. They're going to set him up for a kill shot in space here. You see the fullback coming across.
Here he is.
There he is right here. Watch him. Watch the peel back. And hello.
Ouch. That's what Alec Ingold is going to be paid to do. took out Bobby Okereke from Stanford.
I like those old school fullbacks, man. You got Ingold on this side, you got Wesco on the other side. They're going to give you some nice collisions when they lead ball carrier.
Felt that from up here, and with the flag down, it clears the way for a gain of 14. David Long took McSorley to the turf near the line of scrimmage. But again, another flag.
Hey, be aware of the clock. Hey, get him going! Hey, huddle up, let's go, boys!
Holding. Defense. Number 14. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
They got Isaiah Johnson. Tom Pelissero, hello.
You were just talking about Wisconsin fullback Alec Ingold. He was 45-0 as a wrestler his senior year of high school, Bayport, Wisconsin. The 220-pound state champ, so knows a little something about wrestling and using that leverage.
Yeah, you're exactly right there, Tom. You saw the leverage, and DJ pointed it out on the block. When he turned back, see how he dropped his hips and then came up and threw Bobby Okereke? Excellent block.
McSorley. Williams there, and for the second time today, Dexter Williams has trouble hanging on to the football in the passing game.
And that's with running backs what you want to see in a game like this. You don't get that many opportunities in most college offenses for your backs to catch a lot of balls. And here, unfortunately, Dexter's had 2 cracks at it. He's 0 for 2.
And to your point, he only had 22 career receptions at Notre Dame.
I want to see. They got to get Penny the ball here. Penny Hart's in the slot down here at the bottom.
Nobody covered Penny Hart this week from Georgia State, wearing 18 on second down. McSorley. This time, Williams hung on, trying to work behind his blockers. Puts his head down with a flag coming from behind. He's across the 40, close to the sticks. But again, the flag.
Holding. Offense. Number 66. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Bo Benchwall from Wisconsin.
Now, that was a great catch.
It was, wasn't it? I mean, that was his best. I mean, look at this. Look at him reach out and snatch it. But where's Benchwall? Right there. See, he's got a full hold on number 2, and that's Terrell Hanks from New Mexico State. And he's had a terrific week as a linebacker.
Had a very good week, and you saw the hit earlier from Ingold. We had Hanks earlier this week with a hit that we too could feel from up here.
Put out Wes Hills from Slippery Rock in a 9-on-7 drill.
Wilson and McLaurin to the right here for McSorley on second down. He leaves his feet to throw it, gets it to Wilson. Maybe 5 yards there for the UCLA tight end as the clock winds now under 3 minutes.
These are great reps right here. You're 3rd and 10 plus. This is a great opportunity to evaluate a quarterback in a setting where everything's fast, everything's happening quickly. How are you going to adjust? Can you make a play here on 3rd and long?
3rd and 11. They'll need the 43 to keep this alive.
Get Penny Hart in the slot again.
To his left, Jaylen Smith on 3rd down. McSorley, though, is going to look right, let it fly, and it's incomplete over the head of McLaurin with West on the coverage. 4th and 11.
It's about the 3rd ball I think McSorley would like to have back, just kind of taking off on it.
And it's a play. If he puts it where it's supposed to be, he's got a chance. You know, there's probably going to be a contested catch, but if he puts it in the right slot, he's got a chance on that one. That one sailed on him.
You can find some good news there, though. His eyes are working well. He's finding the correct location for the football. He's just got to put it on him.
Hunter Renfro, I beg your pardon, there's an R there. Back to return this Mitch Wisnowski punt, the Utah punter. And it's a low one. It's going to bounce inside the 25. Renfro circles behind, picks it up, running far side, trying to set up his blocks. Renfro showing good speed, gets it back across the 30. It's a nice return there for the Clemson wide receiver with 2:04 to go. Right before the 2-minute warning, a 58-yard punt and a 20-yard return for the former walk-off.
I had a good time, enjoyed it. Wish I could play more, but as part of it, it's a great experience, and it's fun cheering on the guys now.
I've seen you throw prettier deep balls than that one you tossed up to Hunter Renfro, but hey, made a play.
Yeah, you got to make plays. You don't get a ton of chances. The ball don't always come out great, but if it gets the job done, that's what's important. He made a great play. Football, sometimes you got to improvise, and not everything's going to be perfect, but we were on the same page and made a big play.
You're done for the day, but some other West Virginia players out here. Tell me about them.
I'm so proud of the way they're competing. David Long's doing a great job sticking his nose in there. I get excited every time he makes a play. Wesco's doing great. David and Gary are are also getting out there and running around a little bit. So hopefully we can get one of those guys in the end zone. But it's fun, man. They really enjoyed the week. We've all enjoyed it, and it's fun having so many of us out here.
Interesting group of quarterbacks here. What are we going to see from these other guys the rest of the way?
I mean, like, you don't get a ton of time to practice with all these guys. The timing's a little off, but just come out here and compete and do your best. And we had a great room, great guys. We became close through this process, and it's fun just cheering each other on and doing our best out there.
Your 2-year-old daughter, Ellie, watching at home. Any message for her?
I'm excited to get home and watch Moana with you. Watching Frozen. I know she can't understand anything I'm saying, but maybe my wife will let her know. I'm excited. Excited to get back.
Thanks a lot, Will. Back to you guys.
I plan to watch Moana after the game as well. Minshew incomplete there to Armstead, so it's going to be 4th down and a punt. The play that they were talking about earlier.
Speaking of punts.
Yep, this was a hot air balloon from Will Greer, but it worked for 35.
Helps when you have Hunter Renfrow around who tracks the football. Remember, Hunter Renfrow was a big-time baseball player in high school, and he looked like a center fielder going up and getting that one.
I'm still mad at Hunter Renfrow. We offer him a scholarship at Appalachian State. He walks on at Clemson. Clearly that was a bad decision.
What was he thinking? He only has 2 championship rings.
Game-winning touchdown catch.
Co-MVP in the national championship game. The kid obviously doesn't think very well, does he?
More bitterness from Daniel Jeremiah. A fair catch, rather, by Isabella. Coming up at the half, back to L.A. Lindsey Rhodes, Will Blackman, Hall of Famer Terrell Davis. First half highlights, look ahead to the Pro Bowl coming up tomorrow as well. It's NFL Total Access at the half.
We got Daniel Jones out there now.
Daniel Jones from Duke. Thank you, DJ. The other DJ started all 36 games over a 3-year career with the Blue Devils. Won 17 of those 36, and he now gets a 2-minute drill. His first action, 1:42 to go here in a 9-3 game. Second quarter, Daniel Jones is 6'5". His first pass is complete to Caleb Wilson for around 8.
Nice job. That's just a drive starter. Get a completion, see if you can find yourself a little rhythm. Go down and chase some points. Want to see Jones be decisive. That was something he struggled a little bit this week. Just see it, let it rip.
Jones said he came out because he was given a first-round grade from the NFL Draft Advisory Committee. They're going to back up 5 here. Motion.
You guys know details matter, and DJ as a former quarterback, you know all about those details. Well, this guy comes from a pretty good pedigree in terms of David Cutcliffe as his head coach. David Cutcliffe coached Peyton Manning at Tennessee as an offensive coordinator. Eli Manning at Ole Miss as a head coach. Now he's coaching Daniel Jones. A lot of guys he could learn from in terms of getting better at being precise.
Please set the game clock to 1 minute, 11 seconds. 1:11.
I think personality-wise, he slides more towards Eli than towards
Yes, he does Peyton. No doubt about it.
He's a quieter guy, but at 6'5", he is an athlete. He has 17 career rushing touchdowns, matching his jersey number. Going to back up and make it 2nd and 7 for Daniel Jones. Pocket collapses. He steps up, and he is going down. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, but there to bring him down is Kingsley Keke from A&M with 58 seconds left.
Is this part of the decisiveness?
Yeah, this is what we were talking about a little bit during the week. Just see it. If it's not there, just throw it away. Have that clock inside your head. That's got to go off. The ball's got to come out. And this is Keke here.
Yeah, Kingsley Keke, number 8 from Texas A&M, working against Chris Lindstrom from Boston College.
Nice steady push.
I'm not sure that was all Lindstrom. You know what I mean, Daniel?
He climbed up.
He climbed up right into where Lindstrom was trying to protect as well.
You know, guys, during the practice week, did you have any concerns about him maybe being a little anxious or nervous? I didn't feel like he exhibited a lot of poise throughout the week when it kind of got here.
You know, I had a conversation with him, Bucky, in pregame a little bit about that and asked him about the week and did he gain confidence as the week went on? Did he feel like he belonged? And he said as the week went on, he felt a little bit better. You know, I think in the beginning, he didn't say that he was feeling nervous or whatever, but just by not saying it, maybe that was part of the deal, but he said he felt a little bit better as the week went on.
See what he can do here on 3rd and 7, and again, a free snap penalty.
Illegal snap. Offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So they get it on Garrett Bradbury from NC State, and the North here is having trouble in this 2-minute drill going backwards.
Yeah, he had issues getting the snap a little bit this week, and now they're just having trouble getting that getting that snap off and getting the play going. I asked him before the game, what throw do you want to make today? You looking forward to? He said that bang 8, that skinny post. We don't get to throw it a lot in this Duke offense. I want to let one rip.
Well, it'd be nice for him to get one of those and get a little confidence going, get a little juice going for himself.
Needs 12 yards. Pocket collapses. Chased by Kingsley. Throws to the far side. Wilson has it. Wilson fumbled. Loose on the turf. Long tries to get it. There's a hat and a flag down from 2 officials. We might have had Wilson step out of bounds before he even caught that football.
Great call there, Andrew. You picked up on it. He stepped out of bounds, which made him an illegal. It's going to be illegal touching because he can't be the first one to touch the ball after going out of bounds and being back in and reestablishing.
David Long gets up. To 2 knees,
see a
shaking up a little bit.
There's a hat right back there. If you can see through it.
Now that hat doesn't have a camera. I hope you're not throwing. I hope it's not one of the referees with a camera on his hat.
Not good money, right?
87 went out of bounds. It came back in bounds, was the first to touch it. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a fumble recovered by the defense. First down.
Hey, you break ref cam, you buy ref cam.
So we got somebody down over there too.
Yeah, we do. Let's take a look. Okay, so he's out of bounds right there. He's out of bounds there. Clearly, he's in the white. Then he comes back in and catches the ball. So that's your penalty. But how does the ball pop free? Look at the hustle.
The big man.
The big man. Was
Russell.
That's Russell from Auburn.
Montavious Russell.
Great job. And then there's a scramble. And I don't know whether, was it Willis from Kentucky or was it Long from West Virginia, I think, who were down in the bottom of that pile trying to come up with the football.
Let's see what Minshew can do here with 45 seconds to go. Minshew to throw. Minshew over the head of Samuel.
Let's see if we can hear Minshew.
Okay, hold on, back it up. Here we go. South left, 2 scat. Why Tony Robin on 101, eh?
I love hearing the sound coming through his helmet like air traffic control.
Trust me, it's going to kick up a notch.
Here we go.
David still into the game. The West Virginia wide receiver wearing number 21. Keep an eye on him on 2nd and 10. Minshew for Samuel.
Nice work by Biggie Marshall. The corner from USC. He's just going to cut off this vertical route. Watch him open up, turn and run. Stay on top. Nicely done.
Left him no place to come down with the football just in case it snuck through.
Hey, double left, 3 scat, attack on 101, eh?
You see that sticker on top of his helmet?
He had a Raiders sticker on top of his USC.
I'll tell you about that after this play. Let's hit some Minshew.
3rd and 10. Minshew 1 for 7.
7, 1, 8. 1, 8, 7.
Man, he is loud. Minshew, Brady can't come back for it. Coverage there by 12, Jordan Brown, and it is 4th down.
Guys, you see that sticker that we saw, the Raiders sticker on Marshall's helmet? I was talking with John Gruden before the ball game. Those stickers are when he thinks a guy does something well today. It's like a college sticker, right? You do something well.
It's like the turnover chain.
Put a Raiders sticker on your helmet. Give you the stamp of approval. So obviously Marshall's done something that's caught the attention of the head coach.
Cole Tracy now on for a 43-yard field goal at LSU. Extend the lead to 12-3. Tracy's kick is through the uprights and good with 27 seconds to go, so the South gets 3. And if you're wondering, the North will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter, so they have a chance here to double up. Colin Saunders also has his Raiders sticker as well. It's like the Coliseum in the late 80s.
There you go. It's like Michael Douglas said in Wall Street. You do good, you get perks. There's a perk.
Perk for us to have Tom Pelissero here, by the way. Hi, Tom.
A whirlwind week, Andrew, for Colin Saunders. Became a father on Tuesday. Right after practice, he jogged off the field to witness the birth on FaceTime. Well, he flew home, met his daughter early Friday morning, missed his connecting flight, actually stayed last night in Atlanta, flew in on game day in time to suit up.
Come on, Daniel Jones, make a play. A little underthrown there for McLaurin, who also now has a Raiders helmet or sticker on the side of his Ohio State helmet.
And those guys going to wear those proudly. When the head coach awards that to you, that's a big deal.
You get a sticker. You get a sticker.
Got to get some more points. A lot of stickers need some more points.
You have complete confidence get things moving for himself.
I'm not going to rip it here. He's going to hand it off. And it's going to be Higdon from Michigan as the clock is winding down here for the North, which does have 2 timeouts remaining, but will get the ball, as mentioned, to start the third quarter, and they're just going to wait until then. There you have it, the first half, with the South on top of the North 12-3. So Kyle Shanahan's team has the 9-point lead over John Gruden's team, heading into the break on a beautiful day here at Ladd Peebles Stadium in Mobile, Alabama, handing out stickers and kicking
some more Raiders stickers, it looks like.
Tell you what, Colin keeps playing the way he's playing. He won't have to worry about connections. he'll be able to rent that jet.
Exactly.
Set to kick off. Jake Bailey here as we're going to get going. 12-3. The South on top of the North. North is going to get the ball first. Tony Pollard to return. 7 career kickoff returns for touchdowns. That is as good as anybody has been in the history of the FBS. 30.1 average. Let's see if we can get a return going here.
Remember last year we had Rashad Penny from San Diego State who had similar type numbers.
He had 7 as well.
And ended up becoming a first-round pick with Seattle as a running back.
Pollard, backpedaling. Come on, take it out.
You've got nothing to lose.
Let's go. 2 yards deep.
Nice cover. Was that Okereke?
Not a lot of yardage to gain. Out to the 16. Hi, Tom.
You see Duke's Daniel Jones coming out to start a quarterback in the second half for the North team. I spoke to the South coach, Kyle Shanahan, coming out of the locker room. He'll go with Jared Stidham from Auburn in the third quarter, followed by Tyree Jackson from Buffalo. I asked Shanahan what he liked in the first half. He felt the pace was a little bit slow, was happy with that big catch from Hunter Renfrow. I asked Kyle, are you going to get any juice, though, if it's a close game in the final 2 minutes? He said, I want to beat Gruden always, guys.
hey, Tom, real quick, do you have any idea how they pick the quarterbacks?
Well, Kyle Shanahan told me it was a coin flip in their locker room run by Mike LaFleur, who was calling plays in the first half for the South side. In the second half, it's going to be Mike McDaniel. And with John Gruden, it seems like he's rolling with the rotation as this game goes on. Actually played 3 quarterbacks in the first half. We'll get a large taste, though. One of the top prospects, Daniel Jones, coming up here in the second.
Thanks, Tom.
Good to see Jones get going early here. They move him out of the pocket, hit Alec Ingold, the fullback out of Wisconsin, and that picks up 11 and a first down to start things off here for the North. 27-yard line. Pollard is the lone setback. Pollard has good speed through the line at 30, 35, 40. Tony Pollard out near midfield. Deshaun Davis from right up the road here outside Mobile with the tackle.
Nice job. Don't mess around. Just go ahead and hit it. You see the right guard here, Davis, is able to get just enough on that cutoff block to spring him and just go. It looks like Big Benshaw. Is that Benshaw on the front side?
66 from Wisconsin.
Kick out there by Wisconsin.
Nate Davis now, I'm telling you. I can't wait to see him with his new stance when it's all adjusted. But right now, I'm liking what I'm seeing on the field.
64 at left guard, gain of 17 there, and now number 17 fires complete. That's a first down to Jacoby Myers across midfield.
Starting to see some rhythm now for this offense. Going to keep an eye right here on the outside. Just looks like a little dig route coming right flat across the middle. Lots of space from Rock Ya-Sin, the corner from Temple, and good throw by Daniel Jones. It looks like we finally have a quarterback in a rhythm here to start the third quarter.
He's got a little more bounce to his step, too. I watched him after completion getting back up to the huddle. Let's see if they come back and give him another shot right now while he's got the hot hand.
And that one's good for 15. So they're moving now. Keelan Doss slot to the left. Jones to throw. Wants his tight end, and he has him. Drew Sample down inside the 25-yard line.
Getting Daniel Jones on the move a little bit here, Charles. Show off that athleticism. You're going to see the tight end coming all the way across the field. Going to sneak him out. Nice job putting that right out in front of him, put it on him.
He came through all the traffic, and what I liked about this one was he could have taken it and tried to throw it upfield and make Sample stretch for him, but that would have brought the DB into the play. He simply did not miss the layup. and made sure he got a good completion out of it. Nice throw by Jones.
And 19, Jaquan Johnson from Miami with the tackle, and now Pollard is ripped down in the backfield. Nowhere to go. Dontavius Russell with the strong tackle.
Hey, Buck, you're down on the field. You noticing anything in the carriage and the gait and in the countenance a little bit of Daniel Jones now that he's got a little bit of a high hand going?
Well, I think John has done a great job of getting Daniel Jones into a rhythm. The running game mixed with the play-action passing game. The play-action makes it easier for the quarterback, bigger windows, and we've seen him complete 2 or 3 play-action passes in this drive.
Gain of 1. Again, a rollout off the play fake. Jones surveys the field, throws, and he's almost picked off. Juan Thornhill had it right in his hands.
Wanted Keelan Doss coming across the field on that over route. And the ball, again, as we've seen a couple times today, the ball just sails on him on the move to the right. Could have taken the layup right now, but I like the fact he's big play hunting. You just got to put that down and get it on him.
That's that old triple sideline, isn't it? Where you have one short, one intermediate, and one long, all in the same sight range as the quarterback.
Got levels, those different levels to operate.
On 3rd down, Jones over the middle and complete enough for a 1st down at the 10-yard line, and that is Jacoby Myers, or rather, beg your pardon, it is Jalen Smith to keep the drive alive. With some jawing down there as well on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Who do you think right here, guys? Take a shot in the end zone with one of those big receivers out on the corner. Rocky Sin's up top with Smith, and you got Doss in the slot.
I'm a little corner route to Doss, get him going.
On 1st and goal, Jones may run. No, he won't. He's ripped down from behind by the guy that you came in wanting to see more of, Jaylen Ferguson, Charles.
Yeah, and he was brought into this play, not to take anything away from Ferguson, but the coverage was back there, and Daniel Jones didn't feel like he had a place to turn it loose.
Yeah, at that point of the field, though, again, we go back to situational football. Just get rid of it.
Just get rid of it, or just take off and go. Look at that gap right there. And because he didn't do that, that gave Ferguson extra ticks on the clock. He took advantage of it and got to the quarterback.
Back him up now to the 11 on a 2nd and goal. Jones again pressured by Ferguson and throws incomplete by Sweeney. Ferguson is right in his face.
They're not falling for that boot. They've hit him on the boot a couple times. This time you're going to see Ferguson stay home right here. He doesn't fall for it.
Really nice read. That gives him back-to-back nice plays to help his confidence level.
Jaylen Ferguson, the FBS career leader with 45 sacks, showing up here on consecutive plays to make it 3rd and goal. Daniel Jones. Isabella slot to the left. McLaurin, top of your screen. He's going to go from McLaurin to the Ohio State wide receiver. Falling down, cannot hang on. But there's a flag. You sin with the coverage.
Pass interference. Number 6, defense. The ball be placed at the 1-yard line. Automatic. 1st down.
Well, he earned that one. Some of them have not been earned. Maybe a little ticky-tack. This one, Rocky Sin got a lot of McLaren here. Just kind of tackled him.
He came right through the 1 and the 0, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm all for letting guys play, but that's a tough one to ignore.
And I love McLaren trying to stay with the football, trying to come down with it as he's stumbling backwards.
1st and goal from the 1. Jones on the keeper for the touchdown. He had 17 rushing touchdowns as a Blue Devil. And here's it up.
Hey, good pull. You didn't know I was doing that.
Great read, Charles, by Daniel Jones on the zone read. Didn't see much of this during the week of practice. He was reading the edge defender, Zimenez. Once he crashes inside, it's an easy pull and score.
Did you hear Tony Pollard tell him that too? The running back from Memphis?
Great read.
He said, great pull, man. Great pull. And normally running backs don't want to hear about the pull. They want the ball left in their stomach so they can carry it.
That's exactly what the North needed. It's exactly what Daniel Jones needed as well. A 10-play, 84-yard drive. And he caps it off by himself for the rushing touchdown. Austin Seibert with the extra point. And we have a game, 12-10. About 5 minutes in here, 3rd quarter in Mobile. With a touchdown here for the North to open up the 3rd quarter. And you know what that gets you? It gets you a Raiders sticker from John Gruden.
I love that. My kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Clifton, used to do the same thing when I did it good on a spelling test. Walk around and put a little sticker on my paper. Felt great at 5, 6 years old. I bet you it feels great at 22 years old.
But in San Diego, I'm assuming it might have been a Chargers sticker. What kind of sticker was it, Daniel Jeremiah?
Gold star.
The gold star. Jarrett Stidham got a gold star. Jim Nagy, who runs the Senior Bowl, gave Stidham, the Auburn quarterback.
Mrs. Anger? That was her name?
Mrs. Clifton.
Mrs. Clifton.
Stidham got the award for the best quarterback this week, and he comes out just slinging the football there to Anthony Johnson from Buffalo with a first down on his first throw.
This is a great throw. You see a little dig route. We've seen a couple dig routes completed here. Snap off the route, come flat, right in there, and Adderley delivers a blow from Delaware. But I like Stidham. Come out, let it rip.
What are they playing there? Cover one on that? Was that man-to-man with a safety free
Like
in the
man-free.
Man-free coverage, cover one, and he got right inside of Ballantyne, and nice ball.
Corey Ballantyne from Washburn there, the corner, and a whistle as Stidham takes a short drop, and they didn't get set in motion.
I do love that Washburn nickname, though.
Prior to the ball being snapped, false start, offense, number 60, 5-yard penalty, first down.
You know it, don't you?
You know what? I don't know that I do.
We'll get back to it.
Okay.
Jarrett Stidham. DJ, what do you think?
Well, he's got plenty of velocity. You want to talk about tools that the quarterback you want to have. The ability to move around. He's athletic. The ball really, really jumps and pops out of his hand. Had a great year last year, and as did the Auburn football team. This year, it just never happened for him, and he was off, and he got hit a bunch. The notes I wrote down was just how many times he got hit, and I thought he started to see some of that rush. So this has been a good week for him, kind of get his confidence, get his mojo back.
You know, it's interesting. You look at his numbers for the 2 previous years, almost identical in touchdowns, interceptions. It's the yardage that was different from 17 to 18.
Oh, Stidham with the flag out. He was running to the sideline, and BC Zach Allen gave him a shove as Stidham threw it away, and that's going to be a first down.
And you see Drew Samia, the offensive lineman from Oklahoma, come over too.
Defense, number 44, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Oh, linemen, I don't care what the deal is. They do not like their quarterback getting hit, and if it's questionable, they really don't like it. And Allen with the two-hander right there on the white, and Drew Samia came over and gave him a little shot to say, you can't do that to our quarterback. I'm telling you, those Oklahoma offensive linemen, I've been impressed with this week, DJ and Bucky and Samia and Powers, because I did a lot of college games for years there, and I like the Oklahoma linemen, but I didn't feel the nasty. These guys, I feel, have some nasty in them.
He's the best offensive line in college football this year. And you're going to see a bunch of them on draft day.
So it's a first down out of the 49-yard line. Gary Jennings, the West Virginia wide receiver, is wide to the left in the backfield. That's Darren Hall from Pitt, and it's going to be Jennings on the slant, and that got knocked away by Corey Ballantyne. Now you're going to tell me
there's another flag.
With a flag out, what's the Washburn mascot?
The Ichabod.
Let them play, please.
Are you going William Devane on me?
Pass interference, defense, number 1, ball be placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
John Gruden said they were calling it title. He probably appreciates that.
Does this look like a good play to me?
That is
that's
so
ticky-tack.
ticky-tack. Come on.
What he's calling is the left hand on the shoulder.
He didn't grab him. It just was placed on him.
See, he's got DJ so mad. DJ's telling me to just shut up. There was no call there. See that? You got DJ fired up
Hey, Bucky, you do me a favor. Can you go whisper to them this is an all-star game? Let him play a little bit.
Yeah, come on, let's get it going.
Well, Bucky, that hand is allowed, right? As long as you don't spin him, as long as you don't turn
as long as you don't impact the play. I don't think that was one that was very, very impactful.
That was good coverage by Ballantyne.
Stidham on the deep drop. Stidham, look out, man on. Ball out. Ball still being fought for, and it's picked up by the Notre Dame linebacker, Tavon Coney.
And that was Ominahu from Texas who made the hustle play from the backside to knock that free. Charles Ominahu, number 90, never gave up on it. He might get a second sticker.
You're going to see him
top side
at
there,
the top
TJ.
of the screen working, and Stidham hasn't had that type of protection all year long, but eventually it expires. He's got to get rid of the football.
He got away from Zach Allen first, and then Ominahu.
He got a sticker.
He got a sticker. He might get a second one now. Who was that? Was that Neil Smith with the old
Neil
knock
Smith,
it out of the park?
That is.
Number
Kansas
90,
City Chiefs.
Kansas City Chiefs, and Tavon Coney there with the recovery. So we have a turnover, and North is taking the football back, and Daniel Jones, after leading a scoring drive to open up the third quarter, he got in with his own 2 feet. He's getting another drive from the 44-yard line, and it's a flea flicker. Jones loads up. McLaurin has it inside the 20. Gain of 25.
You're going to see the flea flicker, and it's a deep over route. He's going to come all the way across the field. Nice job of picking him up out of his eyesight, dropping this in the bucket.
And look at Jaquan Johnson from Miami. See number 4 in the dark jersey? He realized what the play was and tried his best to get back involved, but a nice job by McLaurin going up and taking the football.
Actually got a hand in there. Andy Isabella on the screen to the left. Isabella inside the 10, stays on his feet and into the end zone. Andy Isabella out of UMass.
Nice run after the catch by Isabella, but you got to give a hat tip to your left tackle, Chuma Edoga. He's the one that made that happen. He needs to get a sticker.
Andy Isabella celebrates with his teammates on the sideline. Mike Edwards, 32, the Kentucky DB, is down at the 5. Udoga took out his teammate Lonnie Johnson.
And a good job by Jacoby Myers from NC State out on the perimeter as well, blocking. But you were right about Udoga there, DJ.
He got out there. He was rolling.
Got an injury timeout on the field after that touchdown there by Isabella.
There's the sticker.
And he gets himself a sticker, a Bolitnikoff Award finalist, a semi-finalist for the Lombardi Award as well. 30 career touchdowns and a 303-yard game this year against Liberty.
Hey, Bucky.
Yep.
DJ wants to know if you can go down and tell Coach Gruden, make sure Udoga gets a sticker for that block.
I'll see what.
Can you see if you can hook it up?
I'll see if I can get Coach Gruden to pass out one.
Hey, Bucky, can you get a sticker? I think you deserve a sticker.
You know what? I probably should see, just for old time's sake, if I can get a sticker.
You should. I mean, you played here in 1994. It's your 25th anniversary of your playing here before you were a second-round pick for the Buffalo Bills. And you did something few people do in modern-day football. You played both sides of the ball in the NFL. I mean, we can talk about it. We're not just talking about some gimmick thing. You were a receiver and then a defensive back. Earned a ring. That's pretty good career there, man.
I mean, it's kind of crazy. I was a defensive back because I couldn't catch the ball at wide receiver. But however you want to spin it, it looks good.
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, I'm spinning it really well.
Bucky, take the compliment. As we often tell Charles, take the compliment.
Hey, that's a heck of a deal. I mean, you know all about what's going on down there right now. And for those who think it's just an all-star game and it doesn't matter, did you see that enthusiasm for that team after Isabella scored?
It does matter.
It does matter.
Isabella didn't have the best week in practice. Pays off, though, here with a touchdown as Cyber puts the extra point up.
Boys, he's got a sticker.
Some offense now. North with a couple of quick touchdowns on top of the South. 17-12 at the 70th edition of the Reese's Senior Bowl. Tom Pelissero's on the sideline, Tom.
I'm here with Jack Wilder, senior manager for the Reese's brand. What makes this week so special?
So many things. You've got the passion of the college athletes. You know, nothing better than seeing just how committed and excited and passionate they are. You've got the fans and the community coming together and mobilizing behind such an incredible event. And then finally, I think one of my favorites has been working with our partner, Feeding America, and locally feeding the Gulf Coast for a community event that we did with the players yesterday.
Tell me more about that trip to the food bank with the players.
Yeah, it was great. We had 12 players. We had 15 kids, little girls and boys coming together, and they were so excited. My favorite was there was a little girl named Sophia who was being so shy, was being very reserved, and then she got matched up with her player, with Dalton Reisner from Kansas State, and he was, just really pulling her out of her shell. She was so excited by the end. He was putting her up on her shoulder. He wrote a special message to her on a ball. They clearly had just such a great connection, and it was a lot of fun to see.
Makes a lasting impact on those kids, but I imagine it makes a lasting impact on these players too.
Absolutely, yeah. When you see past players from this event like Dak Prescott and Baker Mayfield go on to so much success in their rookie seasons, and every single one of these players is out there putting everything that they can into this, doing what they're so passionate about doing. Reese's is all about going for what you really want and not being sorry about it, and that's what all of these players are doing. So when you put everything together, when you've got the passion of the fans, you've got the passion of the community, the volunteers, the committee, everything all coming together, it's an event that we're incredibly honored to be a part of.
Thanks for ordering up the sunshine for us too.
Absolutely, of course. And hey, I've got to say, we wouldn't wouldn't let anybody go empty-handed from Reese's. So on behalf of Reese's, we want to make sure you walk away with 2 half-pound cups. Enjoy.
Much appreciated, Jack. Guys, I'm going to gain about 5 pounds right now. Thank you.
Hey, Tom, I'm going to tell you straight up. I went for it, as Jack Wilder said, and I'm almost regretting it because of my suit right now. But not totally.
You got extra notches on that belt, Charles. I say just roll with the punches.
Sorry, not sorry. I went for it, and I don't feel bad about it at all.
Well done. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Jack Wilder. He said mobilizing here in Mobile. And it is Mobile, not Mobile, as the locals always remind me when we are here.
I like the way you get it right, big guy.
Jarrett Stidham, well, sometimes. The Auburn quarterback in the game, 31-yard line here for the South, a 3rd and 4. Stidham to Wesco, the West Virginia tight end, tries to make a move and cannot get away from Drake Greenlaw from Arkansas.
What a great open field tackle.
It really was.
Talk about in scouting coming to balance. You want to sprint to the ball carrier, but then you want to break down, come to balance so you can be secure in your tackle. That was a great open field tackle.
And that is a big tree to chop down at 270-plus pounds.
Have we got Bucky with Bucky the Badger yet?
We have not. We have not. We should, though.
I'm just going to tell you guys,
I'm
betting that's not happening.
I don't think the Badger's coming around.
Jacoby Myers back to return from NC State here. Gets it on the fingertips, gets to the sideline, hit the brakes, they flew right by, and then with multiple flags down, Jacoby Myers is out of bounds near the 37-yard line. We'll come back, tell you about the flag. It's a 17-12 game with 6:01 left in the 3rd. Told you before, there are 5 members of that Mountaineer team here from West Virginia, 4 from BC, 4 for NC State, including Jacoby Myers, who returned the punt. By the way, illegal contact, 11th penalty on the North. That backed him up 5 for his teammate, Ryan Finley, now at quarterback.
A quick scout report, DJ. What do you see of Ryan Finley?
Ryan Finley, very efficient. Doesn't have a huge arm. He's not going to lie with his athleticism. He's a great decision maker. He's accurate, and he's very efficient.
And he's going to flip it to Dexter Williams, who has all kinds of room over the left side. But good job closing there and bringing him down. Jaquan Johnson from Miami.
I think he's having a nice day. Talk about Jaquan Johnson. I think he's made some nice plays, good open field tackles, and almost broke up that flea flicker when he realized what was going on. You mentioned that open field tackle, DJ, a couple plays ago.
Use the sideline.
Look at that. And he took that away. Took away the cutback.
O'Shane Zimenez, one of 2 Old Dominion players here, who was diving at Williams' feet. Officially, it's a gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Under 5.5 to go now. 3rd in a 17-12 game. Play fake for Finley. Takes his time, lets it fly, and it's complete to Keelan Doss from UC Davis. That's enough for a 1st down over the 40-yard line. Lonnie Johnson, the tackle.
Nice job of holding up here in protection. A clean pocket for Finley working off that play action, and it's the crosser again. We've seen this a couple times today working across the field. But watch how smooth Finley is. Just nice and smooth. It's like you're going to the driving range. Who has a smooth swing? And that, to me, is what I think of when I see Finley. Everything's just real smooth and easy.
Our former colleague, I'm sorry, Charles.
No, I was just saying Tommy Sweeney coming across that last block to give the extra time to throw the ball.
I was saying our colleague Mike Mack, now the Raiders GM, said he loved how Finley threw the ball with anticipation and accuracy, or run the ball for that matter, get it up for the 1st down across midfield, and slide at the 46-yard line.
I thought he might have had a shot on a deep ball to Myers. Everything just kind of cleared out. He decided to go ahead and use his legs and take off, but I thought he had a deep shot. Could have hit his teammate. That would have been a Wolfpack connection there on a deep ball.
Is Bradbury in at center, so we have the full Wolfpack connection?
That we do.
We do.
Go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead, Andrew.
What, you want me to say that?
Go ahead. I know
3 guys in the Wolfpack are the 3 best friends that anyone could have?
No one-man Wolfpacks?
I'm not going to sing it. I did, though, during the week.
Yes, you did. Indeed, you did.
Bad timing, couldn't hit the right notes. Dexter Williams. Oh, he's thrown down. It is once again the guy that we keep calling his name. Kingsley Keke led the team, led A&M with 7 sacks this year. He's all over the place.
Watch him get down the line here. Watch him beat this cutoff block. They're trying to cut him off. That shows you the athleticism from the backside. When you're grading players against the run, I want to see, can they hold up on the front side? Can they hold the point of attack? And then on the backside, can you beat that cutoff block and close the back door. He showed you perfect technique to get that done.
Yeah, it was Max Sharping from Northern Illinois trying to get there, and Kiki beat him to the hole.
Kiki talking to Dalen Mack, his A&M teammate, another D lineman here for the South on the sideline. Finley to throw. Finley squeezes it in there and has it complete on the 30-yard line to Washington's Drew Sample. Terrell Hanks, the coverage out of New Mexico State. Good for 6. 3rd and 3.
I like Terrell Hanks' game.
Oh, man. I thought he had a tremendous week.
He looks body type-wise just like Darius Leonard. Uses that same speed to make plays laterally, sideline to sideline. And
brings some thump, doesn't he?
We saw the biggest hit of the week was him on the first day of practice.
West Hills of Slippery Rock.
Coming up on the 2-minute warning in the 3rd quarter. There is one, as we had in the 1st quarter as well. There's another completion across the 35. Johnson with the tackle, and again, it's Sample back-to-back now.
Looks to me like the pass protection's pretty good, DJ.
Yeah, the pass protection's great, and Finley knows something that all great quarterbacks know. You can't go broke taking a profit. You get a nice little easy layup. You can take the layups up and down the field. We're going to see a guy on Super Bowl Sunday done pretty well for himself over a long career taking those layups.
See if they can
some guy named Brady.
No doubt.
He's not bad, that guy. He's not bad. 2-minute warning in the 3rd quarter. The North has the ball. The North has the lead. South's going to get it to start the 4th. Nobody, and I mean nobody's going to cover the Super Bowl next week. Super Bowl 53, the way we at NFL Network will. Over 90 hours, 90 of live coverage from Atlanta, beginning Monday with Super Bowl opening night all the way through game day prime. A week from tomorrow, it is Super Bowl week, the way it's supposed to be on NFL Network, covering the Rams and the Patriots, who have a long list of notable alums from this game. Shaq Mason, Trey Flowers, and Philip Dorsett, most recently from the game in 2015.
One of my favorite memories was Patrick Chung's father here. Got a chance to meet him, met him in the lobby one day, and he pulled me aside, gave me the full scouting report on his son. It was awesome.
You are like the parent whisperer. They all go to you, Charles.
It's fun meeting these parents and watching them go through this with their kids. It's amazing.
Ryan Finley to throw, complete to Keelan Doss, who seemingly is always open. The clock runs. He stayed in bounds.
Like Jaquan Johnson trying to go get that one from Miami. Tried to undercut Keelan Doss. You see Rocky Sin in coverage, but watch the buzz underneath. Woo! Johnson has 8 career interceptions, almost got one here in the Senior Bowl, but that's perfect timing and accuracy from Finley.
Good for 8. 4th reception today for Doss. Pollard in the backfield, and the left side of the line moved early on the hard count.
Got moving on that one. I see at Wisconsin. Was that Dieter?
That was Dieter.
Michael Dieter, 63, the Wisconsin guard. Waiting for the official call from Dwayne Haight.
Ball start. Off number 63. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down. The clock was running when the foul occurred. Please set the game clock to 1 minute, 20 seconds. 1 minute, 20 seconds.
Keelan Dawson had a good week, guys.
Yeah, to me, body type and speed-wise, he reminds me a little bit of Keenan Allen when he was coming out of Cal. And Keenan Allen's made his career off of his route running. Very precise, very efficient, and we've seen the same thing from Keelan Doss this week.
I like that. You know who else I see a little bit of? Marcus Colston. Body type. You know, see what he's doing there. Former New Orleans Saints. Bucky, what do you think about Keelan Doss?
Man, I love him. You know, like, I think the comparison to Keenan Allen is valid, but it really reminds me a lot of Cooper Kupp in terms of how polished he was compared to the other guys when it came to the game. He has been an outstanding route runner throughout the week, and when I talked to his coach, Edgar Bennett, in this game, he talked about the guy just gets it. He understands routes. He understands where he should be, and because of that, I think you've seen him have a lot of success early in this game.
UC Davis coaches say he was obsessed with Cooper Kupp. Haven't seen him in that conference.
Who we saw in this game 2 years ago. That was Finley's first incompletion. Now 3rd down. Finley right at the line of scrimmage finds Isabella, who had a touchdown earlier, and he's out of bounds inside the 20. Clock stops at 1:02, and that is a 1st down.
And you talked about Doss earlier, DJ, about how he performed against the Power 5 conferences. That's the same thing Cooper Kupp did. That's what attracted so many people to Cooper Kupp. Those Power 5 games, he'd have double-digit catches, 100, 150-plus yards. Keelan Doss did the exact same thing.
And on Finley here real quick, guys. Always ask, what's the most important thing when evaluating a quarterback? It's three things. It's accuracy, it's decision-making, and it's poise. And so far, in limited exposure in this game, we've seen it all from Finley.
He's 5 of 6 going into the end zone, and Myers could not come down with it. Yasin on the coverage. Thornhill over there as well.
It's pretty good ball placement here. You see working on the outside against Rock Yasin. It's on top of him. Ball's up. Got a shot at it. You got to catch that one.
Yeah, that one you got the opportunity. He put it in the perfect spot, and Yasin doesn't make a play on the football. Yasin never knows the ball is even there, so he had his hands up, had the chance to grab it before Yasin could get his hands up as well.
So the South is going to get the ball to start the fourth quarter regardless of what happens here. So with 57 seconds left, the North does have 2 timeouts left in this quarter. And a 2nd and 10 here for Finley, who's now thrown 2 incompletions. That one's tipped up into the air, and it falls incomplete at the 18. 3rd down.
You can even just see it in his body language and his presence. He's just a chill dude, man. He is very laid back and very comfortable.
And remember, these guys are all used to starting games. So everyone who's come in today and has been a backup, nice job. Is that Kiki again?
It was Mack.
Oh, that was Jaylen Mack from Texas A&M. But, you know, these guys are used to starting games. So now coming off the bench and having to sit around a while, for him to come in with the bounce that he has, that's pretty impressive. Talk about Ryan Finley.
Isabella, Jalen Smith to the right, Doss to the left on 3rd down. They need the 8-yard line. Finley looks to the right, hits Pollard out of the backfield. Pollard makes a cut, tries to get upfield, and he's going to be about a yard or 2 shy. Juan Thornhill over that to force 4th down, and we are under a minute. Remember, 2 timeouts, and they're going to use one here.
We talk about these linemen. Dalton Reisner's doing work for this team at number 71.
He just doesn't get beat. He does not get beat.
I think he might end up inside in the NFL as well.
There's actually going to be a timeout taken by the South, by the defense.
Guys, we saw that play a minute ago there from Jaylen Mack from Texas A&M. And sometimes when you're watching somebody, a name just pops. And having watched the Ravens in the postseason, Michael Pierce, that's the comparison. And I know the weight right here is 327, but he'd carry a little bit more than that. When you watch Jaylen Mack, they're both power players. They push the pocket. You can't move them in the run game. And talking to the folks about Mack at A&M, they said on their flights they were always catered by Whataburger. And they said he would crush 3 doubles with cheese before the plane took off.
So did a couple of people go without on the flight home?
I think they accounted for it.
They made sure they had a few extras for him, didn't they?
I'm just impressed with the dedication.
He's a good football player.
But he is.
Seibert is.
We've seen some power guys inside this week, haven't we?
Gaines, another one.
Gaines, Colin Saunders.
Austin Seibert now, a 29-yard field goal. He hits it. He's good from 20 and 29. He missed from 44, so 2 for 3. As the North tacks on 3, 20-12. Tom down on the field.
Well, Andrew, we know that the North team has 2 of the top quarterback prospects in this draft, Duke's Daniel Jones and Missouri's Drew Lock, on their roster. But I asked John Gruden before Wednesday's practice about those 2, and he made a point of saying, I like this Ryan Finley a lot. The North Carolina State quarterback just let him down to that field goal. Caught coach's eyes pretty quickly here.
He worked from under center at NC State more than any of these other guys did. The other 7 quarterbacks who predominantly worked out of the shotgun. He's got some poise, as we've seen, reads the field well. He's made some throws here.
No doubt. Now I'm excited to see what Stidham can do here from Auburn.
As the South has the football, and we'll get it back to start the 4th. That does bear repeating. Foster Moreau, the LSU tight end, had a good week, and here he hauls it in to get 11 and a 1st down. 36-yard line now. Clock will stop at 22, and a timeout taken by the South. Last one.
With Stidham, I'm convinced his best football is ahead of him. You know, in watching the last 2 years at Auburn, style of offense that he's played, I know he's been in that style of offense for a long time, but he looks more to me like a Jared Goff, drop back, throw the football with a little bit of agility to move when he needs to, but doesn't need to have all those extras involved on the front end. What do you guys think?
And remember, this is the Senior Bowl, but he came out early. He had another year left of eligibility and decided he wanted to go try his hand at the NFL level. I think he's somebody you have to salt away a little bit. You got to work with him in development. You draft him, it's for year 2, year 3, in my opinion.
Yeah, Bucky, what do you think about this style of offense and his style of play?
You know, the style of offense is Auburn is always challenging with the misdirection and kind of some of the popcorny stuff that they do. But I love the way that he throws the ball. And I do believe DJ is right. You kind of stash him away, and maybe in 2 and 3 years you get someone that can make a play, who can play. I think Nick Mullins is going to be the prototype that people look for, someone that you don't really expect to be a player, but then you get him in the system, and in a year or two you have a guy that can come in and actually win games.
Yeah, but you better get him in a guy's system like Kyle Shanahan's, and it gives you those opportunities. Because some of these guys, when they scheme them like this, they make them better than actually maybe what they actually are. And I think Kyle Shanahan brought out the best in Nick Mullins.
That was a Charleston helmet there. John Kaminsky knocked that one down. Stidham thinks his best football is ahead of him. 5 touchdowns against Purdue in the Music City Bowl. Certainly part of that with the ball on the turf. And Moreau, the tight end, is going to get back there and fall on it. And the South is going to keep it. But the clock is winding now. Under 10. I think Anthony Nelson got to him. Watch up here Nelson, at the top.
And L.J. Collier's up there, too, isn't he? See, there's Nelson and Collier. They got there at the same time. Nelson on the arm.
South is out of timeouts. Cannot set up a final play. But they're going to get the ball to start the 4th. Down 20-12. 15 minutes of college football remaining. The North on top of the South, 20-12 here at the Reese Senior Bowl. Drew Lock started the game for the North. He's standing by with Tom Pelissero.
That's right, Andrew. I am here with Drew Lock. Not exactly a lot of time to build up a lather in this game. How'd you feel on the field?
No. Especially, when you go out there, you're playing the first quarter. Everybody's juiced up. Everyone's flying around out there. Everyone's drilling and rushing, where you kind of got to calm the troops down a little bit. But no, that first quarter, I think it went well. We drove the ball a little bit, had an awesome 2-minute drive, put them one together, and I thought it was fun to be out there to go in 2 minutes, kind of go on your own, get a couple play calls from the side. It was a good experience.
Now, you were a pretty good high school basketball player, scored almost 2,000 points. Is that a little John Stockton type of entry pass on the underhander to Sweeney?
Yeah, so I got out of the pocket, and obviously the tight end was behind me. And I didn't want to turn around and try to throw it like that with the receiver or with the defender in between us. So I just went underhand and got it to him. It worked out. So we'll see if that ever happens again in my career.
Charles, you got something?
Yeah, I talked to Drew in pregame, and you talked about that basketball career, Tom. He told me if he picked basketball, it was Oklahoma or Wichita State. So he was a big-time player.
Oklahoma or Wichita State had you gone the basketball route, huh?
Oh, those what just happened?
Tyree to Gary Jennings.
Tyree Jackson to Gary Jennings, apparently. Tyree Jackson's got to be the only guy who's taller than you in that quarterback room, right?
Let's watch it.
Gary Jennings, the West Virginia.
Give me the play-by-play. You got a future in this, right?
I mean, that was definitely a deep cross by that guy, and Tyree put it out there for him. They know he's got a big arm. He's going to go up. Oh, he made a heck of a grab. A good throw by Tyree, too.
Hey, Tom.
Oklahoma, Wichita State were some good programs.
Siciliano, you're out. We're bringing Drew Lock up to the press box here. He's going to take over the duties for the rest of the game. I think he's all about it.
Tom, you tell Drew Lock to play quarterback and let us take care of this, please.
I'm not telling him that. Look at the guy. I'm not going to say that to him. He got to work this entire week with John Gruden and the Raiders staff. It's not all about the game. It's also about the practices. What's the biggest thing you learned?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was just the verbiage coming into it. You want to go into a huddle. You want to be able to look the guys in their eyes and really spew out the play call consistently and not kind of stutter over your words. Once you stutter over their words, they'll look at you like, what are we really running that play? What's going on? So I think the biggest part was just being able to address a huddle and really being able to verbalize all the different calls that we had.
I know you've really been working on your feet in the pocket, getting the right base. What all are you going to be trying to improve upon here over these next 3 months till the draft?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is as a pro, you want to be perfect all the time. I got lucky with the little underneath pass today, but there's going to be a lot of times where you got to get your feet back to platform. You can't be perfect all the time, or you can't be slinging it sidearm all the time. Getting your feet back to perfect, being 10 out of 10 instead of 7 out of 10 is the big thing that I'm working on.
Appreciate it, Drew. We're going to get you to the elevator now. Andrew, just keep the seat warm for the moment here. Get us through the rest of this drive, and then Drew Lock's taking over.
Drew, get on up here. A 54-yard completion. He took us through the replay there. Tyree Jackson is the new quarterback from Buffalo, 6'7", the 2018 MAC Offensive Player of the Year, and now facing a 3rd and 10.
DJ, that 54-yard throw he made, that shows the best of what Tyree Jackson has to offer, doesn't it?
Huge arm.
Looked effortless. He can also do this, which is run. Jackson lowers his helmet. Not the wisest thing, but he gets a first down at the 10.
He was a late add to this game. He graduated early, had another year of eligibility, decided to come out, enter the NFL draft, and Clayton Thorson ends up not being able to play in this game. In slides Tyree Jackson, and mentioned the arm. The size is rare. You don't see guys this size very often at the quarterback position. Never had a private quarterback coach growing up. Actually would watch YouTube and try and teach himself some drills. So he's a fascinating story.
I think it caught everybody by surprise a little bit when he actually came out. I talked to people up in Buffalo. They were a little bit surprised. How about that throw right there?
He's got some gas. Gary Jennings had the 54-yarder, and here he has the 10-yarder, a touchdown, as Tyree Jackson fired it in there.
Tightened up his stroke, too. His delivery can get a little bit long at times. Not down here in the red zone. This thing came out quick and hot. Little one-step slant, put it right on him.
Guys, I've been really impressed with Finley and Jackson and their ability to sit around this entire game, have themselves ready to go, and come in and be immediately comfortable.
And they've been working out together. Drew Lock and Tyree Jackson working out with Jordan Palmer.
And they're going to go for 2 after the 5-play, 75-yard drive here. Jackson does have 16 career rushing touchdowns. This would tie the game, 20-18. Coming up on 12 to go here in the 4th quarter. Jackson, hands, Armstead from Temple, not going to get there. Ripped down by number 3, Jermaine Pratt from NC State. So a 2-point lead for the North. 20-18, 12:06 to go here. 4th quarter in the 70th edition of the Reese's Senior Bowl. Point game with 12:06 to go. The North on top of the South, 20-18, as we see the North quarterbacks down there, including Drew Lock, with whom we just spoke. Bucky, you have a brand new mock draft. Drew's pretty high.
Drew is really high up in the mix. Got him at number 7 just because there's so many teams that need quarterbacks, and when you look at the talent, he's right there. Jaylen Ferguson I put at 13 just because the sack production normally translates. Daniel Jones in the mix to watch the Redskins. Don't know if Alex Smith is coming back. Montez Sweat has been one of the more impressive players that we've seen down here. I think he has an opportunity to be a mid-first-round pick.
So, Bucky, you're saying pretty much Jacksonville moving on from Blake Bortles and Cody Kessler not the answer. That's a perfect opportunity for Drew Lock, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think with his talent and the way that he quickly was able to grasp the information here, I think he has a chance to be a top 10 pick.
Ryan Finley's also done well here in the second half. He's 6 for 9, hands to Dexter Williams, who has shown a nice ability to make blockers miss, gets around 9 to the 34.
That was BC's Chris Lindstrom inside. A guy who's had a phenomenal week at guard. Big, physical, strong, and was able to just completely wash down the line of scrimmage right there.
Yeah, he and Bradbury working together next to each other. I saw tape of Lindstrom 2 years ago working out of the fullback position, some heavy sets, leading tailback.
Lindstrom's uncle, brother, BC lineman. His dad played in the NFL, and here's the guy with the gold helmet. It's Williams again.
Oh, did you see Lindstrom?
It was Lindstrom and Reisner working next to each other. Watch Lindstrom and Reisner.
Right side of your right side, isn't
Watch
it?
these two right here.
I love to see you two get excited.
And look at it. Did you see how Lindstrom got the first one, climbed for the second one?
Combo block up to the second level. Working well together. This group has worked well together all week long.
It's good for a gain of 12. Williams again. They're feeding him. And he's going to get 4 to midfield. Bobby Okereke from Stanford at the tackle.
Guys, I met the Bradbury family. Garrett Bradbury, the center, who I get the sense that we all think he's going to go first couple of rounds.
Yep.
If he hits the right team, a zone blocking team, plug and play. To me, Carolina, him replacing Brian Khalil would be absolutely perfect. But I met the Bradbury family and talked to Mom and asked her about, the agent thing and all that. And she said, had an agent call me and tell me about his game. And I just said, sir, I don't want to talk to you about it anymore. I just want to watch, okay? I just want to watch. I don't believe a thing you're telling me about my son right now.
Believe this, Tony Pollard is pretty fast, and he runs behind the right side of that line that you're talking about. To the 46.
You guys were talking about Bradbury. I kind of jotted down some names, and I don't know why I had Sade in my mind, but for some reason I was thinking of smooth operators. Guys are just very smooth and easy. Bradbury's on that list, along with Dillard, the big left tackle from Washington State, Keelan Doss, who we've talked plenty about, as well as Nasir Adderley. When I watched Bradbury, I wrote down on my notes, he's the Grim Reacher. He's not the Reaper, but watching him reach guys so effortlessly and so easily to be able to cut off three techniques, he's outstanding.
And when you say reach, that means he snaps the ball and can move and maneuver to get in front of that three technique who's over his nose, correct?
You've got, you can get over the one, if he's on a shade, right over you in a one technique, or even on occasion you'll see him get all the way out to a three technique.
3rd and 2, Finley was hit as he threw, and that ball was incomplete. Jonathan Ledbetter, keep an eye on him. Georgia right there, got to him, and it's 4th down.
Bradbury in the middle, operating, and then the hit on the backside, Ledbetter getting around Reisner at the end. Sade, huh? No wonder your wife likes you.
I was going to say, was that a late-night film session?
I've been known to go that route, late night.
It's the sweetest taboo.
It's nothing like me and you, Andrew.
4th and 2, Tony Pollard on Finley's right hip, out of the shotgun, need the 44. Finley complete. Isabella collects, gets up the sideline, gets a big block as well, and gets inside the 25 for a 1st down. Hello, Jacoby Myers.
The effort from Jacoby Myers going to help out a teammate, sprinting back down the field. In an all-star game, sometimes you see guys protect themselves. Not Myers. He's going to come darting down there to get a peel-back block and try and give Isabel a little bit more room right there. Boom.
Got Jimmy Moreland on the side.
And he kept the head out of it again with the contact. These kids are getting the message about how we want people to block and tackle in football today.
The North now inside the 25-yard line. Alec Ingold, the Wisconsin helmet there. The fullback, it's the flip to McLaurin. He can run. He has blockers. The 10, the 5. McLaurin pulled down at the 3. Tackled by Terrell Hanks.
You know, DJ, you were talking about Isabella throughout the week. The fact that he runs a 6.72, 60-meter-yard dash, it's unbelievable, the speed that he brings to the table. And then when you have a guy like McLaurin, these are the guys that your ideal 3rd and 4th receivers, speedsters that also can give you something in the kicking game.
And McLaurin is a phenomenal special teams player. He's one of the best gunners in the entire draft.
Remember Mac Hollins coming out of North Carolina?
Yeah.
Now with the Philadelphia Eagles.
1st and goal. Give to Williams. And he is in. A touchdown for Notre Dame's Dexter Williams. And the North extends the lead to 26-18.
Watch the cutback here, Charles.
Good vision, right? Because he
sees
starting
it
left.
and
look at that
in the
cut.
ground.
And how about, what was that, 89? Was that Sweeney?
It was Tommy Sweeney.
You get a sticker.
The Notre Dame loyalists are going, wait a second, you don't put anything on that.
No one puts a sticker on that.
11th carry of the day is a touchdown for Dexter Williams. It gets a sticker, and on comes Austin Seibert for the point after, which is right down the middle, and it is 27-18. Still 8:05 to go for the South. Nice cutback. Williams reverses field and finds his way into the end zone. I think we have favorites during the week. DJ, I know Nasir Adderley is one of yours.
Yeah, talk about small-town boy, big-time game, and Adderley playing for Delaware. He has a play this year on a kick return that might be my favorite play I've ever seen. Watch this kick return. He catches it. Watch him truck this dude. Boom! And then stop, stare, admire your work, and then takes off and scores. I talked to him before the game. This was an onside kick. He hadn't been on kick return in a while. He did it when he was younger, but they put him back there on the hands team. So they popped the ball up, and he's like, I'm so excited to get a chance to return it. But my first thought was, I just got to protect the ball, don't fumble. So I'm going out of bounds. I see this dude. I run him over, and I stop for a second and go, well, I'm still in bounds here. I guess, okay, I'll go. And then he goes and scores.
That is so great. And you know what's wild? In today's atmosphere and environment, where he's fortunate, they didn't call him for taunting.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, today's environment, a flag often goes down very quickly over something like that. But it's almost like, did I just knock that guy over like that? That was really cool.
You see Drew Tranquil, the Notre Dame linebacker, playing the mic there, has a cheering section. You see the gold helmet. This is Tyree Jackson, who's going to throw deep again. He overthrows West Virginia's David Sills.
All right, go ahead, DJ.
He's not fishing for goldfish.
No, listen, he's had to wait around to the fourth quarter to do this. I'm going to ask you guys this. Early on, when we watched him throw, I thought day one he made a couple of the best throws we saw, but we also talked about 6'7". He's got a lot to make compact and not get overextended. It looks like something he's really been working on. He looks pretty easy throwing the football today to me.
Arm strength is not an issue. Again, and for him, it comes down to getting the easy throws, making those easy throws at a high percentage.
Jackson. See that long delivery, incomplete. He wanted Jennings on the near sideline. Biggie Marshall from SC with the coverage.
It's like Tommy Sweeney here from Boston College, a tight end. It seems like we've got 50 Boston College players here. Only fitting the year after Mayock leaves, we get all Boston College players in the game.
But look at that big body of Tommy Sweeney trying to adjust on that last one, trying to adjust and come back to it. But today I've watched him make a couple nice blocks to help out his quarterback. I think he's a guy who could do some work downfield. Had a nice tip. Where did they play that Pinstripe Bowl 2 years ago? He said tip ball where he kept the concentration and carried it in.
Third down, Jennings and Hunter Renfrow. That's the Clemson helmet, bottom of your screen. Jackson. David Sills, far sideline. That's a nice catch, and he got his feet down.
See Jackson kind of falling away under pressure. Shows you his arm strength, but Sills, I think the catch might be even better than the throw. Crisp route. Go get that second foot down. Nice work. Burleson will be happy with that.
Remember, David Sills was a big-time quarterback recruit.
That other foot.
Oh, no! Fortunately, no replay.
No replay. Now, that would have been a catch a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, in college it would have been fine. Remember, he was a big-time quarterback recruit as a youngster. Lane Kiffin was it the 8th grade? He offered him a scholarship. And 2 stints at West Virginia and settled in at receiver.
Tyree Jackson gets out of a sack and then cannot stay on his feet. And he goes backwards to 25. He got away from L.J. Collier from TCU, but couldn't regain his balance.
That was, as a kid, when you have to spin around on the bat.
Yes.
You got to keep spinning around, then they got to try and run in one direction. Here's the bat, here's the spin.
And there's Collier.
And then where am I going?
Collier's had a heck of a week, guys, from TCU. He and Benogu. The 2 pass rushers from TCU have been really impressive. Hey, Bucky, did his gyroscope get all thrown off there, Tyree Jackson?
I think so. I think he got spun around, but that was a great job. You talked about L.J. Collier. He has been a guy that has continued to get better and better throughout the week. Very, very solid performance today.
Bucky, do you hear DJ say One Direction? he works One Direction into the show. Darren Hall with the screen gets back the original yardage.
I forgot the small town boy thing obviously had a musical theme to it. I was very musical putting these lists together this week.
Not going to get you on the top 40 now, brother. No way.
I don't know if they ever put together my list of Baby Got Burst, but it exists.
It's out there.
It's out there.
I did read it in advance.
Never was discussed in the meeting. I don't know if that graphic got built.
Here's the ref cam that we've been talking about throughout this game periodically. Here's the view.
On third down, 3rd and 12. Jackson. Wow, it takes him a while to get that ball out. Just a long delivery, and that one's incomplete.
But he
wanted Raymond Sorry on the crosser.
Sorry about that, Andrew. But that's the one I think Daniel was talking about. I think you were talking about, hey, hit those easy ones. There it is. Missed an opportunity there. Bucky, what do you see from Tyree down on the field in terms of, setup, delivery, and look?
It's funny, in coming over to the game, I bumped into a high-level scout who is here, and he was really, really impressed with Tyree Jackson. He said, look, he has tremendous arm talent. He can push the ball down the field. Yeah, you have to clean up some things, but, man, if you take a fly on a guy like this, if you do get him right, who knows what you could have down the road.
4th down, they need the 48. Look out. Jackson stays on his feet this time. Jackson collects, and Jackson is going to get picked off. That's Adderley. Does he truck anybody? Adderley tripped up back to the 35-yard line. Tackled by Javon Patterson. So a turnover. See the good and the bad. 27-18. We're going to take it all the way into the end zone to celebrate. So Tyree Jackson gets picked off here by Nasir Adderley. Nice run back, and Adderley's going to get a sticker out of it. He's going to get a Raiders sticker on the side of that helmet. He already had one. We celebrate.
Yeah, don't think the guys don't watch the NFL, do they?
Look at that.
Paul Gunther, the defense coordinator, fixing the sticker. There's Isabella.
He's got a sticker, and he's got a sticker, and you've got a sticker.
He's got 3.
Everybody's got a sticker but Bucky Brooks on the sideline.
Hey, Gruden does know just because you put a sticker on him, you don't get the players, though, right?
No.
You got to draft them still.
I think he also realizes that kids like trophies.
He does. He gets it. And his enthusiasm and understanding how they work and think. And you see how excited those guys are? Those guys who don't have stickers right now are ticked off. They want to find a way to get a sticker.
Ryan Finley, 7 of 11. He has a sticker. He moves his fullback in bowled over. He's got Pollard behind him. North trying to milk the clock here with a 9-point lead. 5:43 to go. Pollard over the left side. Ferguson, the first guy to hit him. Short game. Jaylen Ferguson, one of the guys, sorry, DJ, that we wanted to see more from after a week of practice. He's shown up a couple of times.
No doubt. He's made some plays today. It's good to see. And I really like McGarry, this right tackle out of the University of Washington, number 58. He is darn near 6'7", 321 pounds, and he doesn't have any fat on him. He is a really, really quick athlete. He's a little bit tight, a little bit stiff. You see that on occasion, but he's going to start at right tackle in the NFL for a very long time.
And he is a tough kid, battled through some adversity with his family in terms of home and, you know, losing their farm and battling through that and being a big-time, ultra-productive player with a long career ahead of him.
Pollard, the little guy. Whoa. Lowers the shoulder and gets close to a first down. Tom Pelissero, do you have a sticker?
Well, Andrew, you said not everybody has a sticker yet. Part of it's probably because Nazir Adderley's got 3 of them out here. What does that feel like?
Oh, man, it's great, man. I'm just so happy, that, especially given the time, the situation in the game. I mean, it's just truly a blessing to be able to help my team this way.
Now, for people who might not have great resolution on their TV, that is not a Michigan helmet. That is a Delaware helmet.
Yes, sir, absolutely. The Delaware football, man. We got talent in Delaware, and then we prove it year after year.
So to come out here to compete against some of these guys from those power programs, what has this opportunity meant to you?
Oh, man, I mean, it's a tremendous opportunity, especially coming from where I come from. I mean, but I try to block out all the outside noise and just focus on what the coaches are telling me to do and just try to get better each day.
You got pretty good genes, though, too. Herb was a pretty good player in his day. I know you talked to him a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he's been incredible. I mean, he had a tremendous career and someone I definitely look up to and a role model of mine. And he's been just a great influence on my career, just in terms of the support and the guidance he's given me on and off the field.
Nazir Adderley, I'm not going to put Hall of Fame on him yet, but that was one of the plays of the day there, Andrew.
All right, absolutely, Tom. Cousin of the Hall of Famer, the man in the gold jacket, Herb.
Hey, Tom, you want to know about that Delaware-Michigan helmet nexus? Google the name Davey Nelson, and then you'll have the whole story.
Charles Davis, a fountain of helmet in college football history.
Just trying to help my brother out.
You always do.
What was the name of the guy in the Monkeys? Was that
David Jones?
Pollard, the 10. Ooh. Pollard, a cutback and into the end zone. And that should wrap it up for the North. Tony Pollard out of Memphis.
I don't know what Gruden said at halftime, but it worked.
Well, he probably held up the helmet stickers and said, "Who wants some of these?" But look at the move. Look at Nate Davis, 64. That's Adoga, 70 from USC. Look at Keelan Doss downfield, number 8. What do you think of that? What do you think of that blocking there, Daniel?
Look at Jaylen Ferguson. Has got to set the edge on the outside shoulder. He tried to peek inside, and once he did, they were able to capture the edge, and it was over.
And everyone got involved on that one. The big kid from Charlotte, the guard from Charlotte, Nate Davis.
That's my dude.
Yeah, he bears a lot of watching going forward.
Jim Nagy, who runs the Senior Bowl, calls Tony Pollard kind of a Swiss Army knife, showing his versatility there with a 21-yard touchdown run. And the extra point now by Austin Seibert makes it a 34-18 game.
Yeah, and look, you mentioned it. Once Ferguson, 45 from Louisiana Tech, went inside, Adoga was like, fine, all I have to do is shield you and position you. I don't have to run you over. And look at that self-satisfied grin from John Gruden. Remember when he won the Super Bowl with Tampa? You remember what the theme was the second half of the year? Pound the rock.
There you go.
He loves to run the football, wants to be physical, and they're doing it here.
You were wondering what John Gruden said at halftime. His team has scored 31 of the 37 second half points.
I'll take it. Whatever he said, I'll take it. It's been fun to watch.
I want him to say it to me, so I get myself going like that.
Daniel Jeremiah was warming up his arm in the hallway at halftime. We might have had to put him in there, and these quarterbacks have responded.
Nice grab.
Jackson throws that away. There was a nice grab on the side.
I want to see that catch again. Who was that?
Can we bring that sideline
catch of the
back?
That was a catch of the day.
Well played.
We're going to find it. So, regardless of the score here, this is still an all-star game, and a chance, every snap is meaningful for these guys to get in some work and show off. And Jackson has a rushing touchdown here. He's going to check it down to Darren Hall, who gets a couple of yards, and Sutton Smith, whose name we have not called much, gets the tackle from Northern Illinois, redshirt junior, tied the FBS league at 15 sacks this year.
Oh, they got my list. Baby got burst. Debo Samuel, Montez Sweat, Penny Hart. We've seen McLaurin today as well. These guys have just juice. It jumps off the field when you're watching these practices each and every day.
Pass interference is going to be here on Corey Ballantyne. I thought you were going to do like LA face and start, you know, doing the whole thing there.
I don't know how much of that song I can sing without getting myself in trouble.
I think you made the good call. So Tony Pollard's on the sideline. Corey Ballantyne, the number one on the field defensively, was called for pass interference there.
You know, Ballantyne coming out of Washburn, and you know the Cliff Harris Award for the best defensive player in Division II, Division III. He won that this past season. And think about some past guys who are in the league. Marquis Christian won it. He's in the league right now. Pierre Desir, who I thought had an excellent year on the corner for Indianapolis.
Offense, number 88, 5-yard penalty, first down.
He won it from Lindenwood. We had Marcus Martin here at the Senior Bowl from Slippery Rock, who was a defensive end. They tried to convert to a fullback. So you're talking about some big-time talented people winning that award and having a chance to not just play here, but go on and play in the NFL.
First and 15 for Jackson, and Hall handling it with 2:37 to go. Hall got here late in the week. We saw him last week at the East-West Shrine game.
And they're bringing back that Pitt helmet and colors. Remember, they went to the darker blue and the older gold. They're bringing that back as a full-time deal with Heather Light, the athletic director. They're at Pitt now, and they've made the decision to go back and go retro full-time.
We had Dan Moreno here on the sideline earlier this week.
Andrew, he didn't wear that helmet last week at the East-West, did he?
No, he wore the old school helmet.
He wore a different helmet.
He wore the newer helmet.
Hunter Renfro in space, but not a lot of room to run. Biggie Marshall plays bigger than his size would suggest with a big tackle there.
Well, I would love to see that again. Biggie Marshall showing you how you stack a block, able to locate the football, able to find the football, get off the block and make the tackle. Here you're going to see him. Look, he stacked up the block right here. Keep that leverage and then pick up the tackle. Great job.
Fought through Gary Jennings, now 3rd and 14. Sills over the middle. That's not going to be nearly enough for the first down. Needed 14. Got around 5. 35-yard line. And we are now at, beg your pardon, not Jennings, it was Westco. We are now at the 2-minute warning. 34-18. And North with an offensive explosion in the second half.
The 70th Annual Senior Bowl is presented by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Not sorry, Reese's.
You know, we have another list from Daniel Jeremiah. They have musical themes. Are we talking Vanessa Williams here? Did I get that right?
You're darn right. We're talking Vanessa
Syracuse.
Williams. Save the best for last. Guys that I thought just went out on a high note with the way they performed this week. Chuma Edoga, Mon Marshall, both those guys from USC were phenomenal. Lindstrom, we've talked about him from Boston College and how well he's played. And Lonnie Johnson from Kentucky, the corner, I thought had a great week of practice. All these guys, I liked them on tape, but I thought they took their game to a whole nother level with what they did this week here in Mobile, Alabama.
I would agree.
Everyone to see. Yep. 34-18 North on top of the South. South with the football. That's Tyree Jackson from Buffalo. As tall as Osweiler, as heavy as Cam. Some thought he might leave Buffalo as a grad transfer. Actually decided to just jump into the draft. And here he is trying to put some points on the board here with his team down big. He's chased by a Menahu from Texas, directing traffic. Now throws back across his body. Renfro has it. So Tyree Jackson does make a play here. Not exactly the wisest throw, some coaches would tell you, but it worked.
How many of these have we seen from Hunter Renfro today? You know, at Clemson, they always say third and Renfro, right? How about him going back and making another one? Good job by Tyree Jackson spotting him, finding it back inside. As a quarterback, Daniel Jeremiah, you're not advised to do this very often, right?
No.
Throw back across your body and into the open space, but it was wide open. So Tyree Jackson is 6'7", able to see all that open territory, and a nice catch by Hunter Renfro.
And you could take a cut up of about 15 to 20 throws from Tyree Jackson this year, and they will be more impressive than any throws any other quarterback can put out there. He has, remember Josh Allen last year?
Yes.
Some of those type throws we saw from Josh Allen. You see the same type thing from him. Again, it's not those plays. It's those simple slants and quick outs and quick seams, some of those easy rhythm throws. That's where you want to see him continue to grow and improve.
And part of that may be the 55% completion percentage.
There you go.
That tells you a little bit about that. They put up big numbers this year, over 3,000 yards passing, 28 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. The MAC Offensive Player of the Year, led his team to the MAC championship game, which I believe they won.
17 and 14 as a starter. Jackson Rush finds Renfro again. Adderley with a big hit there at 39.
See, you know, Herb, we keep talking about the Hall of Famer. That was a cannonball, Adderley, the jazz musician right there, bringing a little thump.
I see what you did there.
You caught that, didn't you?
Theme in the second
Now
half.
Daniel got me going on.
2nd and 7. Hall over the middle. Darren Hall with some running room there. Drew Tranquil from Notre Dame makes the tackle, but not before they move the chains on Twitter to the 25. Move the sticks, I beg your pardon.
There you go. Banagu is inside here from TCU, getting a chance to rush.
Motion.
You mentioned Drew Tranquil from Notre Dame, a former safety. They moved outside line.